Oh, I just figured I'd do a cold open tonight, too. Why not? Everyone else is doing cold opens. Let's make it happen. Start the show. Oh, that was stupid. That was so stupid. Welcome back, everyone, to Phil's Recap and Review, Westworld Season 2, Episode 2, Reunion. And we're back to talk about another episode of Westworld. Wow, what an episode. Kind of an interesting one to come on right after it happened, to talk about it without watching it further. But I think a lot of ways in this episode specifically, I think Westworld's trying a different tact with the way that they're doing storytelling. It doesn't necessarily have to always be about the mystery. A lot of what we got in this episode was somewhat cut and dry, and that's okay, at least in my mind. Some stuff was a little bit more clear than we normally get on Westworld, but it shows that this program could be a different kind of show. And I think I talked about this a little bit last week, but I think as we go on in this season, it's going to become more and more about how these characters interact with the knowledge that they're going to gain and what they choose to do it. And also, this episode seemed to lead towards a big confrontation between Maeve and Dolores coming at some point once Maeve can't do her simple Jedi mind trick on Dolores anymore. Dolores might want the pain. And I got excited there where we almost had a Hector Teddy trade-off there. The fastest guns in the Westworlds. But I'm not alone. I'm definitely not alone. I have with me the best, the beautiful, the wonderful, the live motherfucking chat. Holy shit, look at all these people, these beautiful faces. K-Rich, we got the Madman March, Steph Snow, Alex, Mel, lots of great folks popping in and out and slapping me on the bum of a podcast. I like it. I'm feeling good. I had a fun time with this episode. Again, sorry for the silly beginning. I love you, Jimmy. And I love pizza rolls. Analysis of Thrones. Great to see you. Great to see everybody tonight. And also, in a little bit, we're going to be doing something kind of cool and maybe connecting with another podcast that's going live right now, too, to take a couple of your live chat questions. And then we're going to be on our ways and go back to doing our podcast. But I know someone else is, some other people are streaming right now, so I feel like I want to interject in the middle of their podcast and say hi. Just because I'm that kind of asshole. No, just because I want to say hi. It's their first night doing it, and I want to make their job more difficult by having like an asshole like me pop in. But if you want to join in the fun too, you can get in on this conversation. We have a call-in line right now at 657-383-1435. Do that. Call me. Talk about this episode of Westworld live with me if you can deal with it, because I know I'm annoying. And you might not necessarily want to do that, but come on in the water. I'm not as creepy as I come off sometimes. I'm just awkward, and it can be interpreted as creepy. Well, maybe a little creepy. And if you are more inclined to leave a voicemail, you can do that at 781-990-8509, and you can do that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You could be at your lowest hour in a dark ditch somewhere dealing with Delos security fucking with you. You could be in the middle of a K-hole or whatever the hell was going on with Logan. You could be really down a shit sandwich and try to eat that shit without any mustard or ketchup, depending on what your condiment. You can add some Splenda to everything. Is the secret mystery to this whole story Splenda? I don't know. But okay. The numbers are at the top right corner of the stream. If anyone wants to get in the discussion, bam, bam, touch it inappropriately. So we're going to get all into this episode, but we also see in this the foundation of Delos. What I liked about this episode, show me Splenda. He wants to see the Splenda. K-Rich with the super chat donation. Let's see if the magic things happen. There's a whole bunch of shit supposed to happen if you did that donation. Let's see if it works. And let's see if the triggers are activated. K-Rich, you get a spin of the wheel for your amazing super chat donation, and you get to injure me for 877 points, and this weird sort of tip jar thing clicks over there. Thank you, Streamlab, for being easy enough that even an idiot like me can make magic things happen when super chat donations happen. So thank you so much, K-Rich. He wants to see the Splenda. Show me the Splenda. I want to see the Splenda. Chaos is a weapon now, and Gus Fring is in this episode, yes. And Gus Fring is another mouthpiece for Ford. I think it's really interesting that we're 2 episodes in the Fordless Westworld, and he's in both episodes in some way. He's going to be in almost every episode in some fashion, whether it's his voice, another character being a representation of him. Hey, Nancy T. Great to see Nancy T. I was cuddling with my blanket the other night, Nancy. Thank you so much. Steph, sometimes, like I said, I can be awkward and misinterpreted creepiness. It does happen from time to time because I'm a starer. I like to stare. I'm like, huh? Now watch me try. If I shaved the beard off and I just had the mustache on, the creepy level would go up a little bit. The Splenda, and and K Rich got everybody drink. So no matter what you're doing, what you're holding, who you're punching, who you're tickling with what other part of your body, grab it in a drink. And let's toast to K Rich on this super chat evening. Thank you so much, K Rich. Do appreciate it. Everybody motherfucking drink. Okay. Corey Mitchell in the live motherfucking chat. Great to see all of you guys. We got D. Linear storytelling has died. This current practice does invite theories and more fandom discussion. I wonder about that, if linear storytelling is completely finished. Because I do like it in the right thing. It's like a video game. When a linear video game is okay if it's a really well done linear story, or open world kind of thing is good when it's a well done open world. If it's something shitty, it doesn't matter what kind of thing it is. I think we still get linear stuff or episodic stuff, but you get it more in sitcoms and comedies. For dramas, there's some element of the mystery to invite theory, invite all that stuff. That being said, I feel like this episode was a little bit more just giving it to you. I don't think there was a lot of subterfuge going on in this episode on a couple of the key points. I think they were just pretty direct of using time not as, what time period are we in? Who are we talking to here? Who's this here? Like, the whole episode started out and they made sure you knew this isn't a Bernard, this isn't a fucking anything else. This is definitely Arnold. And everything we saw with Delos was more factually catching up episode. Catch up. And that's my second condiments reference of the episode. And that's definitely not intentional. No frickin' way. So I think that's a cool aspect of what we're seeing this season, that maybe this is almost a standalone episode. Not standalone, like you need to know what's going on, but what happens within the episode is somewhat self-contained comparatively to the way Westworld does things sometimes. At least for me, I felt like I was watching not a different show, but a show with a slightly different tone to it that was a little bit more thriller, a little less mystery at times in this episode. And I feel it going in that direction a little bit. I don't know if that's just me or if anyone else does. Please let me know in the chat, the comments, text in, whatever. I feel like I'm getting a little bit more shit splashed on my face. There's a little bit more leakage happening. And even witches. Billy is the host. Billy is either a host or bulletproof. I love seeing young Ford. It's a time jump, even if it was just a reflection. You should do a podcast in time jumps. That'd be fucking confusing. We should post the podcast theories and conspiracies. Watching the episode right now because some prick on the rabbit wouldn't rewind it. The live motherfucking chat. We have a text message right now. Let me click on this text message. Fuck you. Play the text. Play the text. Great episode of Westworld, but even more happy to have you on Sunday evenings. Love your stuff. Will we actually see Anthony Hopkins in another episode? I don't know if we're going to see Anthony Hopkins proper in this season, but I do think Ford's going to keep coming back every single year, every single episode in some way. Maybe not completely back. There'll be some reference to him, or you'll be able to feel Ford. Ford's going to feel you. He's going to be like, I don't know why I was going to go to Titus, like he's going to eat you. What the fuck am I smoking? Whether you like it or hate it, let's face facts. Ed Harris could read the ingredients to Cookie Crisps and it'd be deep and enlightening. And one of the highlights of this episode for me was the scene that we got with Gus Fring and the Man in Black. That was Gus Fring. What the fuck's his name? I don't know. We're gonna call him Gus Fring. Vince Gilligan named him Gus Fring. I'm gonna call him Gus Fring. he was awesome in this episode. His line delivery was exceptional, created extreme menace, and that added to that sense of a thriller. The way what Dolores is merging into and her character basically turning into a Terminator, there weren't a lot of breaks in the feel of this episode. It went on. It was strong. It was heavy duty. It was emotional at times for me, and I liked it. I don't think I liked it quite as much if I'm judging the episodes on a scale here. I don't think I liked it quite as much as the premiere, but I definitely enjoyed it, and it's information that we needed to get. And I'd rather this be told to us told to us. What was that? I turned into Daffy Duck for a second. That's all, folks. Told us in this fashion rather than hinted at or weird flashback kind of things. That's the 10% alcohol hitting me. It's like that's what I do for a job. When I'm at work, when I say I'm working, I'm sitting in front of an audience of little kids going moo cow, and silly, goofy stuff like that. I need some Splenda in my Cookie Crisps. It left us with the big mystery. Men in Black, Dolores, and Maeve are looking for the weapon. Whatever it is, Ford's voice is there too. These violent delights have violent ends, motherfuckers, says DJ11. Great to see DJ11 in the live motherfucking chat. Teddy is my favorite character just because I'm confused as he's watching the Showtime. It's great to watch things through Teddy's eyes, and I like the awakening of Teddy's perspective, and I like his initial reaction to starting to discover what's going on with everything. And I also like that he's not completely on board with Dolores, and I think that's going to come to a point where it's a break. I'm actually surprised, and I like it in a surprising way, that when Teddy was finally aware that he was fucking Kenny for a while and just constantly dying on a loop, he freaked out for a second. But I almost expected him to go next level crazy, where Dolores is unlocking him, but unlocks that key, and then Teddy becomes something that's out of control, but it didn't happen in that direction. I tend to think sooner rather than later, I see Teddy more joining the Maeve side of the argument if we're setting this up between I was just going to make a horrible Lost reference and say the Jack versus the Locke thing here. And I think that war is coming one way or another this season. And as much as Dolores, if she keeps progressing this way, is going to be a problem. And I think Maeve is going to stop her. Cole says, wasn't any bombshells tonight or anything juicy really, but still a decent episode. Cole said my entire feelings about this episode in one sentence better than I could say in the 2.5-hour podcast that I'm going to talk about here. That ultimately it wasn't any crazy bombshells or crazy adding to the history. I think there's a lot of Easter eggs littered in this episode for rewatches and discovering things about Delos and how everything got led up. But I don't think in the way of, I think this is just a solid episode of Westworld filling in a lot of gaps. Getting to see the past. Mel says I liked it better than the premiere, I think, although I could have used more Maeve. Also, no Bernard, only a Arnold. If this is a 10, I'd hate to see a 20. Yeah, Nicholas. Heather, hey Phil, William was crazy this episode. We got to see more William. So good to see William's brother-in-law. He's still crazy. Yeah, great to see Logan in this episode. Great to connect to see Mr. Delos, the father, and see a completion of the post events from after season 1 of Westworld to when what Billy does to start to institute that plan of pushing Logan to side, taking over the business, and putting more controlling interest in Westworld. We also basically get the answer to what, not maybe the concrete answer, but a general answer on what they were doing with that information. It was to get psychographics and demographics of all the people that go in and have all this information on them. So we get some juicy information. We get some facts about the episode, but I don't think it's any extremely new information kind of situation going on here. I want to see more Bernard and what is William up to with Lawrence. What is Men in Black old William up to with Lawrence? I don't know. And also, why wasn't Lawrence killed? I think that's one of the interesting things too. When Ford Fring shows up And he says, you can't do this. You have to do this alone. This game is for just you, William. And all the other guys all the other hosts shoot themselves. But Lawrence doesn't. It's interesting that he's allowed to keep Lawrence. There's a special thing between the two of them. Is Lawrence a Delos maid? I mean, I don't know. That's me. But I'm putting the Miss Cleo hat on. No, I mean, I don't know that. But there's something different about Lawrence, or he's allowed that companion, so it's not officially alone. There's an interesting dynamic between the two of them. Steph says, so I have some juicy info via Alt-Shift-X. If you Google map the coordinates on the creepy Westworld website, which I haven't gone to, it gives coordinates to an island in China. I think I heard that too, where he talks about that missing area in China where there's like some man-made islands or some stuff being built. Like there's actually a map location of it or something, and I was watching someone else do that too as well. So full credit to anyone else that if I'm giving someone else credit for someone else's work, but yeah, there are some amazing stuff out there talking about this show and analyzing the information to a death. Hendrix, really cool to see William's lawlessness and the new self-awareness in the real world. Want to see more Bernard. Corey says everyone else is looking for the weapon. Same philosophical. Teddy, what the fuck's going on? Yeah, Teddy's just got this what the fuck's going on face. Nicholas says Teddy needs to suffer more. If he's going to become self-aware, at least suffering was implied to lead to consciousness last season. Rajworld. Yeah, and I think that's where the tiger came from, Steph. That's great information, says Mel. Oh, that's dope, Steph. Mary B says, I got that young Ford was dying and became a host. Something regarding India. That sounds exciting. Big reveal. Dolores has the reveal memory. Hot host, heavy Dolores versus Maeve Pie. Oh, fuck. Dude, why don't you ask me to choose between pizza and spaghetti, you asshole? Bernard didn't want to pimp Dolores out, or Arnold, rather. Maeve and Dolores need to go at it without mind control or weapons. Main step is memories, and perhaps Teddy is getting that when he saw the dead bodies. What is up with the weird form of heroin that the Delos son was doing? Yeah, I was wondering, a big question in my notes, and we'll get to that later at the point in the recap, was what kind of drugs is he doing Nuke from RoboCop 3? Is that a RoboCop 3 or 2? I forget which one it was. One of those RoboCop movies. I don't know, he's doing some weird thing. All I know is that he heavily sighs after he does whatever he does. Oh God, what drug makes you do that? Oh my fucking God. Ugh. That was what he did when he died. Okay, everyone. Oh, great name. 09 Glorious Valley Beyond the Weapon. I bet 09 Glorious Valley Beyond Weapon. I bet it's a new improved tablet. What's with the weapons at the end? They looked like oil rigs or something. Yeah, it didn't look like anything to me when it really comes down to it. Okay, before we go any further, let's do this party. Let's connect this call. Let's go over to our friends over here at let me hijack into their stream. Shh, be very quiet. They don't know I'm coming in. I'm just coming in here. I want to come all up in them.
Second hand.
Coming all up in them.
Oh, there we go. Look at this guy in the corner over here.
Hey, welcome, Phil.
A very proud Phil. You can jump in whenever you want, my friend.
Cool.
How you doing?
Welcome. And now we're doing it. We're actually simulcasting on both streams right now. Justin Thomas and Hacks Dogma right now are both streaming, talking about this episode on another channel. And I wanted to try something like this out for a while, and I think it's working. I think you guys can probably hear them. I think we're hijacked in, and I don't want to hijack too much you guys talking about the episode. I'm like interrupting. Oh, by the way, guys, you know what we're going to talk about now? We're going to talk about that cold open. Why the hell they chose to do a cold open in this episode? No. But,
no, you go right ahead, because what you're interrupting is us. Yes, we're talking about the episode, but let me tell you this, Phil. I was really happy with our podcast last week about how quickly we were able to, precisely touch on these very specific topics. Do you agree that this episode, now there's a lot of stuff that, it's pretty straightforward. This is a Westworld episode.
Yeah, I was saying that before on the before I connected with you guys. This is the new Westworld episode. This was something that was an evolution. It wasn't just a mystery what's going on. It's us knowing this information, knowing the timelines, understanding for the most part, I mean, there's still some mystery, some convoluted stuff can be picked apart. But I think for the most part, in all of our flashbacks, that beginning scene, we know that's Arnold. We know, or we can pretty much say with almost certainty that was Arnold. And it's all about building character and understanding these people more, so that when we build up to these big climaxes, we're going to care about these characters more. And ultimately, I think that's what this season is going to be about. It's about that discovery of what kind of people, what kind of sentient beings these creatures become, and what did they choose to do. And this really is, it's a freaking awesome Westworld, but I think it's also unlike any episode that we've fully gotten so far, because it's so based on like being a fucking thriller. I'm sorry, being a goddamn thriller, like crazy to the edge of making you feel it in your heart of what's happening on the screen, not necessarily always questioning what's happening. It just gave us concrete information. It reminded me, I don't even want to say what it reminded me of because of the bad connotation of the show, but when Lost did these kind of episodes well, it reminded me of that, like learning deeply about the characters. And I'm sorry I ruined and debugged my entire conversation by saying the L word. No, I know they're all dead. Go shut the hell up. But
leaves our chat now.
Yeah, exactly.
No. They stuck the landing, Phil. Come on, Lost knew what they were doing. They didn't start using heavy drugs in that writing room. The second to last.
Did you guys ever see the South Park episode Cartoon Wars, where they say what the Family Guy writers are like? That's what I imagine the Lost writers are like. It's just some manatee picking things out of a hat.
I think they might have literally wrote themselves into like a physical corner, like that they couldn't get out of. Like they literally couldn't even get out of the room. They're we have no clue what's happening. I remember watching interviews, and that's when I was at Second City doing a little bit of screenwriting, and in no way a professional, but I'm looking at this and I'm like, I don't think these guys know what the fuck they're doing. I'm like, I'm genuinely concerned. I'm like, it seems like it's like, ooh, it's ambiguous. There's a difference between ambiguous and just they don't know what the fuck's going on. But I agree with you so much and I changed the camera because before I just had it focused on me. Because of I'm very petty and vain, but so you can now see the wonderful Phil. But what we were talking about is now it did give us a lot of concrete information, like okay, the data being stored. I mean, William pulls that trope with Mr. Delos. Now here's the thing, that's a Scottish actor. He is not trying to hide that Scottish accent one bit. Preston Jacobs, I remember, picked him Logan apart for not for like the way he was eating, and I love Preston for his videos, but Logan is British, Ben Barnes, and he I guess they cut like we cut with our strong hand, you know what I mean, and if we're cutting a steak or something using a knife, but then we switch. The British don't, so he like kind of like nitpick that, but hey, debunked, buddy, because evidently his dad is full-blown Scottish. But he pulled that popular trope, that thing that you could never do in real life, and if you have, then I'll respect you even more, where that you have that all-powerful guy that you're like, hey, listen, fucker, I'm a nobody, but this is how shit goes, and they're like, nobody's ever talked to me like that before.
Nothing works like that in real life. In real life, you get kicked the fuck out. He's like, no, my son's right about you, you're an asshole.
But the fact that he was so forward in saying that, my wife looked at me and was like, "Is Logan dead? Does that mean that he killed his son, or William killed Logan at some point?" It's like, maybe.
I think a whole shit ton of future heroine kills Logan from the looks of it.
Speaking of character development, I mean, the big drop. We knew that the character arc of Logan was going to be one of decline, if not his actual death. So the fact that they address drug use and some kind of super heroin, I can only imagine, sponsored by the fact that he's also confronted with the thing that has since ruined his life. The being that came into William and Logan's setup and then exhibited this, quote unquote free will, and then forced William to see this and change his whole persona. I mean, he's looking at the person who has very literally destroyed his life in a cascading effect after that. And so for him to have to look at that after doing something detrimental to himself, I mean, that's a huge character development, and I'm sure that we're only going to see his decline further on.
Well, yeah, I mean, I mean, heroin is terrible now. Let's talk about like what looked to be like super future heroin. I don't know, like if we really want.
That's what I was saying. It's probably Nuke from RoboCop 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
He's really screwing himself over, and that's true. I love watching that, and I love how this episode served as almost a sequel for Westworld season 1 in the activities of William and Logan, where a lesser show would just yada yada that, and we would never really get back to that. The conversation that William had where I'm going to take over the business, and then knowing that ultimately he becomes the Man in Black and becomes one of the controlling forces of Delos later on would be enough. But instead we get it, and we get it in these exceptionally well-layered scenes, even from the beginning with Logan, of getting the scene of watching Logan be the first one that sees all of this and be completely confused by everything. Excellently done.
So good, man. Yeah. As soon as you see Angela, you're just like, okay, you know what's going to happen. Seeing the trailer, you understand that scene is coming at some point. But it was so well done. One of the best executed yet. And just the shock and awe of Logan, where he's like, oh my God, Angela's a host. You're too perfect. You can't be. And then she just snaps her fingers and everyone stops moving.
Yeah, dude, so good. Yeah. It was so good. Like, it was like a record stopping right at that moment. And I was just like, holy crap. Because even I was questioning in that moment because I went through the series of back and forth in my mind. I'm like, okay, they're all hosts. No, wait, Dolores is there. But no, they're not all hosts. Maybe she's just a host. Maybe that's just a host. And then when it all came together, it was a really yes, it was a very euphoric television feeling in that moment.
Absolutely. Now, the biggest thing, and this is what I was right before you, which you can interrupt me at any time. Like I said, you are an inspiration.
Oh yeah, shut up. No licking kneecaps tonight.
Hey, kneecaps better than some other places.
Okay. I'm gonna get down on my hands and knees and get under the table with you, Justin, right now. Here we go.
Oh shit, dude, that was pretty easy. Let's go.
Let's do it.
No.
Everyone, close the cameras out. We're gonna have a real party now, and we're gonna do this as people are saying. I'm having a great time, stream to stream. Michael Palmer says this is great. Both channels, tandem, awesome. I'll have an 8-ball. I mean a ball. And
hey, you party how you want to. But now here's what I'm talking about. This is kind of the downside of secondhand journalism. When I go off we just had a live stream with the wonderful Vanessa Cole, and I don't remember if this is her article from Westworld Watchers, but Jonathan Tucker, now one of my favorite actors, American Gods. We got Kingdom, which was a highly underwatched and underrated show that just ended. He was reported to be a security guard. And I was like, okay, well, because that guy can act the fuck out of anything. Now, I saw him in that room, so that freezing moment gave us what I've been talking about. It gave us that guess who's a host game, but it gave it to us like in an not really a cheap way, but like it didn't draw it out. It didn't Ryan Seacrest it, you know what I mean? Like, and we'll find out after.
This is your American Westworld host. Sorry.
yeah. Like we found, and I'm like, there's no way, because he's supposed to be a security guard, and Westworld Watchers sold me my whole mind. I'm having a fucking cognitive breakdown, and it's upon reflection so much better that he is playing this host, especially the host that he's playing, because that actor has such range, and he's such a deviant. He does such a good job with these deviant roles. Like, he's a guy that could walk around in real life with one of those mustaches with the wax,
and spin it up and spin up.
And I'd be like, that adds up. I wouldn't be like, who the fuck are you? No, I'm like, that adds up. I was really loving it. I mean, sometimes they get casting wrong, but I think that we see a definite clash of ideologies here. Like I suspected. Now, like I said in the pre-stream, I don't know why we all think Dolores, even myself up until recently, is the savior. Why does she have any reason to like the other hosts? Her storyline from before was them raiding and raping, her family and herself, and then the Wyatt storyline. So, for her to be, I don't know when we just gave her the mantle, because, that's how television works. Hold on one second. And then we see Maeve, who is coming across, and she tells her, it's very straightforward. She says, well, if you're setting us all free, then I guess we're free to pass. So this is where these ideologies crash, because it's, you have to take the good with the bad. You can't just have it all I mean, you can. But even by what she pulled with the, I don't know his name in the show yet, but with Jonathan Tucker, that goes against what she. Mm-hmm. I mean, is she only trying to free herself? it doesn't look like she has the interest of the host as a whole, in mind. She is willing to use and abuse them just like they have done to her, and that is something that Tandy, I will use the British version, Tandy Newton, does not do. So I think that we're getting a good mix. What do you think about it? I always say the three heads of the dragon. You got Bernard, you got Tandy Newton, Maeve, and then you got Dolores. Except for Bernard's head's leaking at the moment. We need to give him a little bit of time.
No,
what do you think about that, Hax?
I'm just gonna let you guys continue and say that I think is the central part that's gonna be awesome about this season is that battle between the two of them. And I look forward to checking out the stream of you guys later. Maybe we can do something like this in the future in the season. But it was awesome checking in with you guys, and I hope you guys have an awesome show. And individually, each one of us should do podcasts in the future. So I'll talk to you guys soon.
Absolutely.
Hey, Phil,
thank you for stopping
Have
by.
a good one.
Later. So we do a little crossover with those guys. Let them continue their conversation. And let's get back into this goofiness over here. Thank you to them for letting me hijack their stream. Al Red Sox fan with the $20 super chat donation. You were fucking amazing, buddy. Let me spin the wheel for you. There you go. Spin the wheel for Al Red Sox fan. Spreading the word. Punching me in the face. Kicking me in my balls. I love it. And here we go. Thank you for getting rid of that side purple screen thing in the chat. It was hurting my eyes. Okay, I will. I won't do that vertical one. I'll just do this one right here. I'll get rid of that side one forever. Okay. So now, was this the first cold open? I think it's the first cold open. No, I've always wanted to try something like that. I've always wanted to hijack another stream in the middle of the stream, and why not do it? I knew they were streaming at the same time, so I got their permission to do a little hijacking, and that was a lot of fun. I wish more streamers did that sort of thing when people are streaming at the same time, because it's pretty simple, and maybe we'll experiment with that with some other channels in the future with some fun doing that. So anyways, let's continue. I'm back. It's just me. Spin that bitch. What's it landed on? It landed on an Ocarina song. You really want an Ocarina song, Al Red Sox fan, or you want me to get into talking about this episode? Okay, you'll get it. You'll get what you want. You'll get what you want, Al Red Sox fan. I'm going to push this. Where is it? Where's this loop? Sorry, I'm like trying to come up with music to play for you so I can do this. Here it is. Here we go. Here you go, Al Red Sox fan. This is for you, buddy. Okay, just in case that was too harsh on the ears. That's for you, Al. I owed you that, motherfucker. And you get one more spin because that's a $20 super chat donation. That gets 2 spins. So I like the flashback. I know Tom's saying he didn't like this episode. I can definitely see how some people might not like this episode in some ways because of it not necessarily... I can see both sides of it. It's interesting. Justin was saying that he thinks it's one of his favorite episodes of Westworld. I think it was a really good episode. I like the combination of the new Westworld we got. But I also see what Tom was saying where we got a lot of flashbacks. It wasn't necessarily a lot of brand new information. It was more filling the gaps of past information. Excuse me. Oh, that's okay, Tom. And I take it Joe is not a big fan of Westworld. No, he fucking hates it. And it's got spin again. I got to spin again for you, Al. Hey, Smoke a Hauntus. I can't wait to party with you as well during Con of Thrones. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's sooner than we can think. And yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be there on Thursday night. We're going on a big cross-country trip, a lot of stops. And I am going to be hanging and partying and having a good time. Hanging with, there's a couple people specifically I'm really excited to see out there. And for the most part, I am just going to be hanging, bouncing around, and having as much fun as possible. So also Westworld will be that Sunday night, so maybe I'll be doing a Westworld podcast from after Con of Thrones. But let's get into talking about this actual episode and open this baby up. Let's open this fucking sucker up wide. So I wrote the beginning of this episode is the Delos origin of Westworld more than anything. I like how we got Logan in the origin parts. This episode's more in the level, less mystery-like and more thriller and more sci-fi, a little bit more sci-fi littered in here. No real perspective of the Delos staff. They were in there for the most part, but it was a vehicle for the hosts discovering things and going through their mission, in my opinion. I will say some of the flashbacks were out of context. I agree with that, Corey. And it could be somewhat distracting, and if you're not engaged in it enough, your attention could wane. But yeah, Smokeahontas, I can't wait. I'm very, very excited. Just because it happened in the past doesn't mean it's not new if we didn't know it. Phil, the issues guy. Can I add asshole at the end of that? Because I know I'm reading that in a very nice way, Alex. But I want to read that. I want to add asshole to every comment and be like, just because it happened, Phil, the issues guy, asshole. But you're right. You're right. And it was new information. It was filling in the gaps. That's what I guess I shouldn't have said new information, just progressing too much of the story. But we did get that within the Dolores line. So I guess I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm just a big dummy. And I mean that in the most glorious way. Do the hosts have a mission, or does Robert Ford have a mission? Nicholas, that's the biggest question throughout all of this. Is all of this just part of this new game that we've heard Ford talk to the Men in Black about a few times now? And the only reason I keep calling Ed Harris's character Men in Black and not William is just to not strike confusion. When I say William or Billy, I'm talking about the young guy. I'm talking about Jimmy Simpson, is that his name? His character that he's playing. When I talk about the Men in Black, I'm talking about Ed Harris. So no, I love you too, Alex. I appreciate it. I'm gonna just add asshole at the end of everything. I'm gonna make me annoying if I can. I will make myself an asshole if I can. If I do one thing in this world. I still believe Dolores and the gang are chess pieces, and that it's an Arnold William game, and I believe that they're all playing their parts. It very much could be that, and that's the thing. It could all just be a part of Ford's narrative that he's trying to dictate, and we could all be in on the con. The other spinning your wheel, Al Red Sox fan, landed on Joe character impression. So we'll have to wait, and Joe owes you a character impression. Nancy T! Holy shit, a little something for drinks and sandwiches in Dallas. I will see you there. I can't wait, Nancy. I'm very excited. And Stephanie and Joe and Katie are very, very thankful for the wonderful gift you sent us. So huge thanks to you for that blanket. Let me spin this shit for Nancy. Give Nancy a spin of the wheel. She knocks me out, drag me down, knock me out, drag me down, stick my thumb in an old cool bomb. What am I singing? Another Joe character impression. That can't be good. No, I'm spinning again. We're not putting two Joe character impressions in the bucket. Jimmy Simpson seemed so Weasel-esque when he was talking to Delos' dad. I hate seeing him like that. It's that transformation of seeing William turn into the Man in Black. And we're seeing it throughout this episode. That's why I did love this episode, because it shows those subtle transitions that it's not just sometimes in art or in shows we get the simple transition of someone is good and then someone has a period of time goes by and then someone's bad and then magically delicious the song plays and then they're a good guy. Hey, Phil, I'm still up for a shot. Oh, we're doing shots? You do a fucking shot, motherfucker. It says drum fun. I got to do some drum fun for Al Red Sox fan. For Nancy T. For Nancy T. Here we go. Dolores. Okay, enough of that. I always like to be mindful of the musical things because it's hard to judge here how much of it could be a horrible imposition on your ears. So I'm only trying to pay back the wonderful donations that we're lucky enough to get, and all of the people that are our patrons. Huge thanks to you guys. Big sloppy wet hugs and kisses to all of the people that support us and all the super chat donations. Even just the people that are in the live motherfucking chat or listening to this podcast later. Please help spread the word. Please help us grow by telling somebody, you're knocking on the door, hey, listen to this silly podcast. It makes me happy because it's like hanging out with that creepy, weird dude from high school or junior high school. No, that's living in his mom's basement. Hey, Mom, I'll be quiet later. Oh, well, we got, I wonder if William was named William for more than aesthetic reasons. I don't think anything's not on. anything is without meaning in this world, Nicholas. Deborah says, but William was not good. He was bad, very bad. Can I say that in a really... He wasn't good. He was bad. He was very bad. I want to say it like Mr. Mackey, okay? But William wasn't good, okay? He was bad, okay? He chose the white hat. And we all thought that he was meant for good, okay? But he chose the opposite way to us. I'm not making fun of your comment. I just, for some reason, wanted to read that like Mr. Mackey, Deborah. But I agree. William was never good. He was just pretending. And Logan calls him on that in season 1. That's something that gets dealt with very nicely in season 1. Lala, great to see Lala in the live motherfucking chat. Phil, you always make me smile and laugh through tough times. Oh, that's all I can ask, and all I can try to do is give some sort of distraction or smile or goofball frustration or whatever through the normal silliness of your days. So thank you so much to everyone that's checking this out, and obviously to our super chat donators. Special love to you, motherfuckers. Let's see. I'm sure if they found a way to help the children from beyond the grave, he forward. But I don't think the story is about him being the master puppet anymore. Drinking wine, enjoying this lovely chat. Smoke a hauntus. I can't wait to toast a drink with you. I said it just like that, Phil. You had to say it like MK. Lala, it's great to see you. The only thing that would make Phil's podcast better is a drum circle and lots of sandwiches. Other than that, it's perfection. Gotta take off this ring. Illogical, Jim. I'm a one-man drum circle. No. I will be bringing drums to Con of Thrones, so expect bongo playing on panels I'm on. Anyways, let's continue. I just keep thinking, why can't all guys dress like that the whole time? Ed Harris looks so good in these costumes. Am I right? So good. I agree. Ed Harris is... I'm not going to say he's saving anything or he's stealing anything, because I feel like that's a discredit to everything else that's going on that I'm enjoying in these first 2 episodes. But Ed Harris is the star of the show right now for me. He's the one whose scenes I'm the most invested in. Not just emotionally, but viscerally. Like, watching them, I feel like I'm watching this gritty, dragged down show, and I love that they got him back together with Lawrence. That's exceptionally fun. Analysis of Thrones, thank you so much. Oh no, it's Al that's leaving. Al, Red Sox fan, as always. Thank you for the positive energy and for the super chat donation tonight, buddy. And thank you. See, I'm getting choked up with hiccups. I have my by-episode hiccup attack. The beer! Oh, the host inside me. Why can't I have a host's midsection? See, tonight I almost just want to take the live chat. I don't even want to get into this recap. But no, I'm enjoying so much just taking your live comments and listening to what you guys have to say about this episode, because it helps me to learn a lot. This was one of those episodes, I was going to say this when I was talking to the other guys. It was a tough episode in the sense to recap and try to give it my full visual attention and write what was happening in the episode at the same time. So it's going to invite a second viewing, and I think Westworld in general does invite a second viewing. Whoever does the costume on the show is awesome, though with the Wild West look, it's easy to make that look cheesy as fuck, but it looks gritty, especially in a fake park of where you could easily make it look as shitty as, like, really shitty and really cheesy, and instead it's really effective. William's life path was altered when all of this fantastical fantasy about Dolores ended when she dropped the can for another guest. It really tweaked him the wrong way and sent him down this path of turning into a almost mustache twirly villain. Big E in the live chat. Smoke Honda's bringing my hula hoops. Phil can drum while I spin fire. I can almost say that with certainty one of the evenings that's going to happen. Steph Snow says, agreed, if he's carrying a good chunk of my... Yeah, he's carrying a huge chunk of my attention. Night Al, great to see you, buddy. Humble man Arnold. Also, Arnold's house was not that fabulous. I said that too at the beginning. We'll get into my recap here. I said Arnold's house looks pretty shitty. We're having a lot of money. It looks like the bonsai tree shop from Karate Kid 3. It just didn't look very good. And he's like, I'm rich, come on in. It was just like, it's just bricks and shit. I agree. Okay. So I've been in the chat. I could stay in the chat all night because you guys are fucking amazing as always. But then I wouldn't do one of these. What I always like doing. Recap! 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 Oh, I'm like, oh shit. I'm like beating the shit out of my microphone with this fucking thing. What am I doing? Why am I causing these troubles? Yeah, this is another one of my little silly toys. See, it's a tube. It's a normal tube. I can look through it. I can use it to extend humanity. Or I can spin it to make funny noises. Ha! So, anyways, it's time for the recap. Okay, so sorry, I got my goof on. I feel bad for my microphone. If this thing didn't have like the 10-year warranty of any parts, and I'm not gonna like trade it in one day pretty soon. Someone's gonna turn on this stream for my warranty and be like, "You were whipping it with a tube, asshole." What the hell's going on? You silly mother fricker. We're on the Weird Al doll. Did Phil touch the microphone? Right here. I know my mic deserves better. It didn't do anything to me. And Steph Snow, I'm so lucky to have you and anyone that happens to find us. That's why we're really lucky when other channels or other people spread the word about us. We're not necessarily always, algorithm or spinny way or suggestible or searchable friendly because I say the word motherfucker every other word. I can't help myself. It's motherfucking hypnotizing, and you guys in the motherfucking chat. No, but I really do appreciate it. Any of how anyone happens to find us or any of the people that do share the word and all of you guys that check it out throughout the weeks and show the love either on Patreon or just by popping in the chat and sending me messages, throwing rocks at that person that threw a rock at my head while I was walking down the street the other day. It was very nice to meet you. It was very nice to get that rock. It had a very friendly message that said, "Cut your hair, you stupid hippie." So, something like that. It was awesome. And Mel, lots of love to Mel. Phil, don't worry, there will be a gif of you spinning that 3-foot dildo. Is it bad that I want Dolores to scream, "We done? We don't need no stinking badgers? Badgers? We don't need no stinking badgers." Oh my fuck. But no, thank you so much to everybody. And I'm a goofy ass bastard. I've been doing this a while. I would do this to a camera of nobody watching, so it makes me so happy that even anybody comes out and checks out what we do. So thank you. And by we, I mean all the multiple goofy ball antics that are going on in my head as I play. Oh, fuck. Can't even play Mary Had a Little Lamb. What kind of asshole am I? Okay, so we open right up where we always do on Arnold and Dolores. In the dream world, am I in a dream or am I in reality? Am I in reality? Why are you so soft? Why is the volume soft? Play. Play? We are in your world. Sorry, I can't hear it too well. I don't know if it's really loud or not. Nicholas says, "I want to try to convince my friends you're amazing, but they don't think a drunk white hippie recapping HBO shows is amazing content." Hey, I can't say I blame them, but maybe one day, Nicholas, Mr. Mackey, there's no coffee in the teacher's lounge. That you walk in the bathrooms like you find a big dork laying there in the urinal. That's like laughing at you. I used to wait all week for Westworld. Now I wait for Phil in his chat. Oh, thank you guys. You guys, that means so fucking much to me. Thank you so much. Anyways, okay, so Thank you. No. So we open right back up where we always do on Arnold and Delos. It's classic Dolores doing her classic bit. Classic Dolores doing her classic bit. Have you ever see that's it's really quiet, isn't it? Can you guys not hear that? Not hear the audio? Yeah, cause I'm fuck your thoughts, motherfucker. Let's try this one. Let's see if this is better. Let's see if you're better.
Doesn't look
There
like
we go.
anything at all.
There we go.
I don't think I could ever get used to this.
That's better. That's better, baby. So yeah, we get the classic Dolores looking at the world full of splendor, you know. But at the beginning, we get Dolores with her hair back, and she's in our world, and we get the beginning with Arnold and Dolores, and then we get the classic Dolores with full of splendor, all sweet. Cool. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, everyone. If I was just pausing for a second and not talking, which is really awkward for this podcast, because I understand that usually in most streams or some type of things or some broadcasts, a pause is okay. You know, that pause when some person that's crazy or babbling all the time stops talking. But because I talk so much and I'm all over the place and goofball centric, when I pause even for a second sometimes, in my mind, it's the longest hour of the day. So listening to that audio and nothing happening, to me that was slow motion. Like, whoa. I'm not talking. Blah. Old Dolores, now that we've seen her turn is, yeah, her old Dolores is so dull. It's so predictable, same old loop, same old Dolores. Splenda, that's what Walt used to poison Brock and Lydia. It was Ryzen Splenda. It's a new brand. Made by Heisenberg. I fucking love you, Corey. Corey, years of doing this, buddy. Like, seeing your comments out there, but fucking keep me smiling. I'll see all your comments, but Corey goddamn Mitchell, man, making me laugh. Pausing streams with laugh breaks since 2015. Holy shit. Oh, God. Can I get a coffee? Can I get some skim milk? Can I get some Splenda? Fill up. Can we get some Splenda for my coffee? Talk about it. Let's say, hey, apartments. They're neither. Why they call them apartments when they're so close together? Discuss. Coffee talk with Linda Richman. Quoting the hashtags from the streams with no context is a fun thing to do at work. Okay, so we get classic Dolores, who, again, is thinking about some Splenda. She wants some.
Looks like the stars have been scattered across the ground.
Oh, that's why I wasn't.
Have you ever seen anything so full of splendor?
Have you ever seen something so full of Splenda? I got a coffee the other day. In fact, that was like completely fucking chock full of Splenda, dude. Phil, why don't you go in this silly direction right now? And then we go over here. So, and then he says it's better for your eyes. And then we hear Ford's voice. Ford makes sure he makes his guest appearance in this episode.
It's almost time, Arnold. Is she ready?
Titus, is that you?
She's not ready.
Jenny. Oh, hi, Jenny. I like that. Hello, Jenny. Jenny, you sure are a nice lady.
The
It doesn't look like Splenda to me.
improvisations I added to her behavior aren't quite dialed in yet.
We need to put our best work forward.
They'll be dazzled even without her.
Dizzle dazzle.
There was a time when I found this
Dolores 9000 now fully upgraded with godlike powers, shotgun powers, and night vision goggles. I will fuck you up like the T-1000. I don't know, Alex. That's a good question. What exactly the new weapon is? That's one of the mysteries that definitely comes out of this episode. What is that weapon? So we hear Ford, and he's off cam pushing for her. And I couldn't quite follow all of this what was going on, so I definitely want to hear it again. Let's see.
Charming.
Robert, please. I'm not playing favorites. She's simply not ready.
I think maybe Dolores was supposed to be playing the Angela role first in this scenario as they were trying to sell Delos. And I also think it's interesting that we find out that Delos didn't approach Westworld. Westworld approached Delos.
As you wish. You'll have to let go at some point.
And yeah, fuck all. If anyone's like, why are you playing clips again? What happened last week? I'm playing clips again. There was a mistake. So I'm going to play these clips. God damn it. So make sure if you want to watch, check us out live. Do it. Just in case. But one way or another, I'll be able to get the episode. And if I could save it last week, I'll save it again if anything happens. Someone just text me. You're playing clips again? Yes, I'm playing clips again.
I want to show you something.
In Soviet Russia, In Soviet Russia, hosts don't kill everything in sight. Hosts kill themselves. Da privyet. Wait, sorry. They killed themselves. That was poor shit. Poor Yakov Smirnoff impression. I wonder what Delos has as a profit margin, especially at this point in time when they're thinking about making this investment. They're just looking for any investment in any future tech. So Delos must be a well put together business, and the father did very well and put them in a good position to be at the birth of being able to buy something or get such vested interest in something like Westworld or the VR technology that they're looking at, or other shit that we get hinted at in this episode. Did anybody know that Esposito was going to be? I did not, Alex. I did not know he was that Gus Fring was going to be on there. So then she looks around at the amazing wonder. We get the first look at the real world. We see a sign in some Eastern lettering. We see he's taking her across the street to his new wonderful establishment.
What is this?
This is my home. Or it will be when it's finished.
And it's definitely not finished. She asks if he lives there, and he's moving his family here close by. He says his son Charlie, and Dolores is in full robot mode. And they head outside, and Dolores says, "I love to hear more and meet Charlie." And there's almost something romantic to all of this, but I know I'm reading into it, but some sense of wonder that we're seeing through Arnold's eyes as he's trying to connect, talking about his losing faith in humanity. Her and Charlie have a lot in common, he says to her.
The ground.
Quite a lot in common, you know. You're both
Mel, have a great night. It's great to see you.
so clearly. The beauty of it,
Hey, Broke. Welcome to the live chat, Broke.
the possibility of it. So many people have stopped seeing it altogether. The wonder.
Maybe they don't have the courage. A strange new light can be just as frightening as the dark.
Teddy is fucking awake. Yes, he is. They head outside, and Dolores says, "I'd love to hear more." Her and Charlie have a lot in common, both speaking clearly, possibilities. She sees the strange moonlight, and she says, "The strange moonlight might be scarier than the dark." And we get some of Arnold's hate for humanity. And then we get this point, almost similar to William eventually figuring out that Dolores is just not quite there yet. She loops around.
Have you ever seen anything so full of splendor?
Splendor, more splendor. Dude, he wants the splendor. William's wife was a very handsome woman. I think she knew about Dolores as she cut off his dick, sew it back on, and then chainsaw it off. Yeah, she does not look. Phil, read into it if you need, because she's someone he has loved discovering despite creating. Very interesting. Very interesting. I think there was some sense of that, of discovering that the life that he's creating could be better than human. And he sees something, some sort of connection in that. Teddy's a poodle and a little bitch, says Michael Palmer. I hope he evolves into more, Michael Palmer, but I'm afraid you may be right at this point. Keep getting mixed reviews. Maybe after con, I will have time to watch it. He gets mad when she repeats her loop. He gets crazy mad when she repeats the loop here. You can just see he realizes she's not there, and he sends her away. And that's our pre-credit scene, as we're not even into the show. So then the credits kick in, and a door opens, and Delos guys in suits bringing in hosts. And that dude from the last episode runs down in the bunker and goes back, and he screams about the hosts rebelling to his staff, and it's a slaughter. Lots of panning and camera angles as it's about time, and it builds up as we go into action. There's an issue, and Dolores and her crew are there. With Dolores talks to Teddy, and Teddy just looks shocked with this whole situation. Teddy is not happy.
I used to see the beauty in this world. And now I see the truth.
And Dolores approaches the dude in the suit, and she she starts going all Sam Jackson from Pulp Fiction.
Wanted to us. Because there was no one here to judge you. Well, now no one
The
is
path
here
of the righteous man.
to judge what we will do to you.
You have no idea what you're up against. What's really out there.
I know exactly what is out there in your world.
And maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. She definitely knows a little bit about what's out there in the world. I don't think she knows as much as she's acting like she knows. And I think that's going to get her into some form of trouble in the future. So Nicholas says, I'm surprised he didn't end up with a broken neck when he grabbed her by the throat. Yeah, at least a crushed windpipe, Nicholas, if we're thinking in reality. Hendrik says, how come we know more about Arnold's backstory and not much about Ford? Very interesting. Ford is still much of a mystery. I'm sure we're going to see more of it because I've mentioned this earlier. This is 2 episodes in, and Ford's dead is fucking disco, and we've got at least Ford's been in both episodes multiple times in different ways. So I think those answers are going to come with time. This is a 5-season story arc. And I'll say it again. I think they're going to get those 5 years to tell this story. And I think a lot of it is stuff that's not going to completely make sense, or the whole puzzle is not going to be complete until we see the whole thing. But I do think all the T's in the eyes are going to be pissed on, and they're going to take the eyes and have sex with them, and they're going to take the T's and hang their coats on them. It's going to be great. It's going to be a party. So it's funny that Dolores and Billy have the same awe and splendor comment in this episode. There's so much awe and splendor going on. Dolores says, I know exactly who's out there. I know exactly how to do it, and I am going to fucking kill you, motherfucker. I'm going to kill you, motherfucker? I guess not. I guess I don't have any more of that. Okay, so then she puts her hand on his face, and he sweats a little bit, and we get this flash. This is where Smokahontas was saying she wished she could be tripping in this episode. We get a couple of... Whoa. Okay, I guess it's back. And then we get a few flashes. I guess I'm tripping now. And then we get a music break and a flashback of Logan, and he's yawning, and this must be before the Westworld trip, as we see Angela as well in the scene.
But really, what is the point of a $60 million Warhol if you can't look at it while you fuck?
And this is
How
a
are you
scene.
bored right now?
I'm sorry, it's the jet lag, and I have had meetings all day.
Good question, D.
It's just glad.
Reunion. I guess the reunion was about Dolores and Maeve, also about Billy and Dolores having a reunion after the events that happened in Westworld, us reuniting with the characters at different times and different stages of Delos taking through. But I think Reunion is an interesting title for this particular episode, considering so much of it deals with the foundation of Delos. So that's a very good question. She hears everything when she's powered down, and she remembers that's her superpower. Yes, see, I wonder if that link was to show us Dolores was telling Teddy about William William before. Broke says Dolores knows nothing of our world. If she did, she wouldn't want to go. She'd want to go back to Westworld ASAP. Who'd want to go to a world where The Walking Dead exists? That's funny that they have the same splendor. Maeve has the power to make things happy, but not a back knowledge. Is it like the Dream Warriors? They each have a special power? Interesting. The big three, as Justin put it. Okay, so we get the music break of the song from the trailer. Then we get Logan and Billy. We get this flashback scene. I love the vibe that the music puts in this flashback scene. It creates a dreamlike sense to it all, even though it isn't a dream. It's just romanticizing the past in the way of the way that the past is romanticized. So I like that. I like that we get this. And then we get to see the initial meeting of Logan. We get an introduction to Logan, get to watch him be his prick self for a while and enjoy everything that's awesome about his character. And then two people come over, Angela and this dude, who end up ultimately both being hosts, but they come up to him and they start to institute this meeting that was set up, which is the foundation of the interest that trying to get Delos interested to purchase stake, give money to Westworld, because we hear, I believe in the episode, that the park's not doing exceptionally well right now, or it's still at the foundation point. That's kind of hard to assess. I'd have to do a rewatch to pick up some of the Easter eggs in there for that information, but it seems like they need the financial help, and Ford's not worried about it because he has an ultimate plan. You know, Ford plans everything, so he's trying to get them in on the business in some sense. And that's what this whole section is about.
But I believe that we have an appointment. We're with the Argos Initiative.
Give me a call when you're back in the city.
Lala says, I thought the scene with Logan and Delos was one of the best of the episodes. I thought it was I thought it reminded me in a weird way of the Maeve when she woke up. I thought it was excellently played by the actor that plays Logan, and seeing it from his perspective and how it was all disclosed to him is similar to last season when Ford shuts them all down, and seeing things from his perspective, discovering how real and engaging this world can be. I agree. This episode had some really awesomely acted out and textury, like I'm in a freaking beautiful hot tub at a all-inclusive resort with a banana mama in my hand and a slice of pizza in the other. It was like you really can relax in there. Sorry, I just wanted to go to my happy place. I guess that's my happy place. Wait, is that Kanye playing the piano? I think so. Has anyone heard of the Bernard Teddy theory? No, I have not, Smokahontas. And Maeve may give no fucks, which I relate to, but Dolores and her black and white justice is just oddly appealing, especially in this world, to see someone fighting back. I just wonder, it's appealing until it crosses some barrier for the audience member. And I think Dolores is going to keep progressing to a point where, I mean, I still think some people will view her side and be able to look at things from multiple perspectives. But to me, I think ultimately it's going to end up that Maeve is going to need to stop her, and Teddy's going to want to stop her too. She's going to go really far with this. But it could go in a completely different direction. And Teddy could be the one that goes too far. Or it could be, it's so exciting, and I can't wait till next week. And I don't want to wait week to week with this show. I want it all. I said it before. Give me all the episodes now, motherfucker. And OTDA in the live chat. Great to see you, buddy. Okay, so we have this meeting with the Delos people.
Hey, we're having the Rothko.
Oh yeah, no, totally. It's a Kanye cover, but I'm imagining that he's like playing it too. You know, he's sitting there playing the piano.
Kichita, my associate Angela.
Names and faces. I know.
So I could play some of this. We get a piano transition, and they go to a party for Logan. And Logan said, I thought this was a private situation that...
I think you'll find the company quite stimulating.
You're a very smooth show, pal. But I'm not the kind of backer you insult with a cattle call.
Yeah. So Logan initially thinks that they're trying to set him up for multiple offers or to set up a bidding war of some sort. But he's surprised when he's told that there's one, I was just going to say Walker. There's one host amongst the group. They lie to him and say it's just one. And immediately I'm like, okay, it's Dolores playing the piano. It's Dolores. Go to Dolores. But he walks around the room.
Logan, this is a private demonstration. And it's already begun.
And then cocky Logan says, they're all just all a bunch of boring humans. Thanks, motherfucker.
Game away. They're also painfully human. Hang on. No.
And this is where he spots Angela on the other side of the room in a very amazing shot. She looks so good in this shot. And they flash over to her. And he's looking in, just dumbfounded. And his face just falls apart. Like, what? And watching his head explode like that, it's fucking hilarious the way it happens. And Logan goes right up to her and he's like, yeah, you know what? You know what? You could prove it to me. Do you know how you could really prove it to me? You know how you could really prove you're a fan? Prove it in bed. You got it. Logan's such a creeperson. I love it. I love how much he owns his creepersonness. He has that. He's wearing that over his shoulder. He's like, fucking, hey, this is a host. Okay, time to be fucking, time to be Joe Dirty Locks here. You know, so I got some stories about Joe, but no, it's a great Logan moment. He adds so much to the. I say this a lot, the texture of the show. And we also see Clementine in the scene as well. It's great stuff. Westworld is going to be the new way I test people since Game of Thrones ending. Jenny says that part was hilarious. He thought the only human in the room and there was a host, mind blown. It's fucking great. Just said the same thing. I need to binge the shit out of this show. I would pay $100 right now. I can't wait till Phil talks about Gus Fring later. I know how he appreciates it as much as me. I cannot wait to get to that. So we all know Logan, which is why, we all know a Logan, which is why he's such an entertaining character. I agree. And I think that's one of those not subtle, or I don't even know if it's subtle. So fuck me and my trying to sound deeper than I am. That's one of those things in television that's really effective, or in any cinematic medium, when you can relate to a character because they're like someone you know. I think it's harder to sell certain things when characters seem like fake personas, and I think that's true in everything in life, but specifically on shows. And when you have something like an asshole character, it needs to be like, can't be over the top too much. It has to be like someone you know. And I agree, almost everybody knows someone like Logan. He's very, shut up, cat. Sorry, my cat's whining at the door. You're not coming in here. Logan, come speak to me about my private situation. Yeah, I have a problem in my pants. Could you solve it? Logan is a good foil to William, who's straight-laced. That's why I hope we do get to see old Logan at some point in time as an extra adversary coming into the park for William. I don't know how it would exactly work, but I'd love to see. I mean, I know what we saw of Logan in this episode leads us to believe he has a untimely end, but I'm still convinced at some point in time we're going to see Logan in the present time, or if we want to call it the present time. Okay.
Come on. You're simply...
Yeah, and he just has like a total holy fuck turds. Holy fuck turds? Wait. Yeah. Okay, I guess I didn't have it. We see that even the dude's a host, and Logan is walking around the party now, dead quiet. He's shocked as everything is silent. Everyone turns off except for Angela, the host Angela, including the other initial guy that he bumped into. And he says no one can do this. He looks at Clem, who's there as well, and then she starts seducing him.
We're here, Mr. Delos.
It's here.
All our hosts are here. For you.
Okay. So, and then they kiss. And they kiss. So then we flash over to Dolores' eyes watching Angela get out of bed. And, we flash forward to Dolores' eyes watching Angela get out of bed. And we get some quick dirty stuff. Some quick dirty images of some bums and boobies and chest and fun or whatever. So then we flash to the present and we see Angela stabbing someone as Teddy's tried to put sense to any of this. And Dolores instructs the Tex to give Teddy his history, and she tells him to open your mind, Quaid. Open your mind. And he downloads all the Kenny deaths back into his mainframe and starts to remember what happened to him. Analysis of Thrones, $5 super chat donation. Let me spin that goddamn wheel for analysis, who attacks me, and he gets a couple points in on Nancy, our last super chat donator. Thank you so much to everybody. Broke says I'd watch Angela get out of bed. I did. I rewound that part. So I hope they don't clash, but they true. They're about to wreck shit up. I hope they don't clash, but they may. Where was Ford supposed to be in that scene with Logan? I was eating a sandwich. I don't know where Ford was in those scenes. I guess they decided they didn't need any humans to dictate the plan, and they got everything through Angela. Initially, it was supposed to be Dolores, and I think that's maybe what the scene at the beginning's about, where Ford goes, is Dolores ready? And Dolores was probably supposed to be in that position, maybe. But instead, she ended up being the piano player, and Angela was in that position. I'm suppositioning that a little bit. Both take shots. So, Analysis of Thrones, I don't have any shot alcohol right now, but I do have a little bit of this 10% beer. But wherever you are with drinks, if anyone wants to toast me, toast to you, motherfuckers. All you guys, love you guys. Woo! Holy shit. Okay. So there's 3 more weeks, and then we won't see Analysis of Thrones in the live chat. Yeah, once Shogun World happens, he's done with the show. He's watching it just for that. As much as I love Game of Thrones, Westworld now has that series beat for me, says Lala. There, I said it. Nicholas says, part of me wants to be Logan, William, Dolores, Maeve, Teddy, Bernard, Arnold, and Ford. What if they made the characters represent 8 combinations of a few values? That would be interesting, Nicholas. And thank you to everyone that is joining in. I got a couple of text messages on the text line. You can see those in the top of the screen. And I will get to your texts. Don't you worry. Oh, golly. My sketchy hotel in Miami Stephanie's staying at. Have fun in that sketchy hotel in Miami, Stephanie, who's watching right now. Shut your mouth, Logan. Wait, Corey Mitchell says, Logan needs to follow William around and just play the part of moron brother-in-law douchebag. And then he's going to be like, shut your cup mouth, Logan. I'm going to eat every package of Splenda in this place. And this is my last bottle of it, but I hope I can get some more. I am drinking right now the Hand of the Queen. That is the newest of the Ommegang Game of Thrones beers. And it's probably all sold out at this point, so this is probably my last bottle of it. I do like it. It's a little bit more of an acquired taste than some of the other ones. I didn't like it on first sip, but I do like it now. I have someone has taken a pad and changed my taste bud settings, and I do like it at this point. Oh shit, we're gonna hear about Phil's slutty DMs. I did have a slutty DM situation recently where I meant to kind of jokingly reply to a friend that sent out something that was a little made me go, ooh, that's pretty nice. And I meant to send out something that was joking. But sometimes you send a message and you don't know it's sent through, like you're trying to send a GIF and you push the button to send the GIF and you can't see that it's actually been sent out. So I'm like multiply tapping it. So if you look at the response to the message in that dirty DM there, no, it's about like 10 gifs in a row of me going, oh golly, oh my goodness, yeah. And then a word, but it was supposed to just be one. So it is a little bit of a creepy DM story there. So that's accurate. You're very accurate in your representation of where the discussion's going, Broke. Okay, so Pete Easy, great to see Pete Easy in the live motherfucking chat. Good to see all you guys. Thank you so much again for joining me and all of the people listening to the live audio cast later. I appreciate it. Now I'm going to make Weird Al and Goofy slow dance. We're going to Westworld. Okay, so what's going on, everyone? Alex says, story-wise, it can be argued that this was behind the one-way mirror in the other room. The presentation was more impactful if everyone was a host, at Stephanie Snow. Okay, so I'm interrupting other people's conversations again. What kind of asshole am I? So we see the president of Angel's stabby people. And Teddy wants to know why he can't remember. Talk. For some reason, and I said this earlier, or I had it in my notes, and I don't think I said it out loud. For some reason, I'm extremely engaged in the Teddy story. As much as I loved Maeve and Dolores last season, like extremely invested in their stories, and I'm coming along with their stories this season. We didn't get a lot of progression of the Maeve story tonight because I have a feeling when we get to the Shogun episode, that's going to be a very Maeve-centric episode, and we're going to get more Maeve-centric episodes as the season goes on, similar to last year where we didn't necessarily start out with Maeve episodes and we led down the road. She's more of an end game of a season character than an early game season character because you can only go so far with her before you have to go with the payoffs. But this season, I'd say the two characters I'm most invested in are Man in Black and Teddy. For some reason, Teddy's really engaging me, and I think a lot of the special sauce magic power crap that can come out of this season doing something completely unexpected and flooring me can come from the character of Teddy. I think James Marsden is extremely talented and a really awesome fucking character that we have built in here, and I'm hoping for big things from him this season. And for some reason, I'm just more invested in him than Dolores or Maeve right now. There was an answer about whether Ford was... But where was Ford? I told Steph earlier that he was too expensive to render, but it wasn't enough. That's a very good point. I think it's because the writers want to delay his story for symbolic reasons. Teddy, the drunk friend we all had who blacked out, so we just tell him stupid shit to fuck with him. Teddy is too fucking handsome. I fucking hate him, says Tom himself. Maybe that's what it is too, Tom. I want to see him die. My voice cracked right there thinking about how handsome Teddy was. When it's time to change. I turned into Peter Brady there. I'm this old. Can I not have my voice crack and not get pimples at 95 at 55 years old that I am at now? Come on. Bloody hell. I watched the episode Wicked Late. Fail, Felicia. Well, it's my kind of podcast, so we're really only like 5 minutes in the episode at this point, Felicia. So nothing to worry about. It explains a lot of holes from last season. Teddy, you were too drunk. You slow dance with that mule. Dude, an actual mule. Maybe Teddy is an answer, but right now he's all wet. You know what's all wet? No. I'm suddenly blushing for some reason, and I don't know why. Oh, golly, I am blushing. Anyways, so let's continue. He asks why I can't remember Quaid.
It's how they wanted it.
No.
Ask him why.
I need a sandwich now. I'm sweating.
Why? I don't know. Why do you
Say it!
Why do you do this? What the hell is this for? It's for fun. Just for fun.
Nicholas, I added a few years. I'm less than that. I just like to add years so when I get there, I'm, doing good. But I'm getting there. I'm close. Sorry. Yep. Sandwich break. Can you imagine being at a red wedding party with Teddy? Shit would blow that poor dude's mind. I see spots in the live motherfucking chat. Great to see I see spots. It's 4:20 somewhere right now when there's technical difficulties. People don't want, you want to know some technical difficulties? I encourage you, if you have your technical difficulties, whether, again, if it be a cookie, you've been waiting to eat that Oreo cookie, go get that fucking sandwich cookie and eat them shits. Or if you want to do something else, now's the time. Whatever extra added bonus activity you're doing right now, join me together. You see that technical difficulty sign? That means hippie activities are going on right now with unlimited power. Do it. Do it, Anakin. Unlimited. Okay, so Teddy continues. So Teddy's like, he's like, motherfucker, why don't I remember? And Dolores kind of fucks with Teddy just for fun, or to push him, like they just do it for fun. And Teddy feels a lot of rage, but this isn't enough to change him to be completely on Dolores' side. So we go off to Lawrence, the Men in Black's buddy, hanging upside down, and it's a good visual as it comes into the scene. Let's listen to a little bit of this while I catch up on my sandwich activity.
Yeah, we should talk this through, boys.
There's nothing to talk about, friend. We're just gonna watch the show.
It's an honest mistake. I thought the horses was wild.
With the Pardue brand on their asses. You are as improficient a liar as you are a thief. Now, what you can do is settle a wager. See, my brother here's long maintained that ants will eat a man from the inside out, starting with the asshole. I reckon they'll start at the top of your little brown head.
Some of this dialogue could come off as very cheesy, but I like it. I like the dynamic. I like how it's built into the story dynamic of the narratives, so you can get away with slightly more cheesy or stereotypical dialogue and put new spins on it. And this must just be a really, maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't, because sometimes jobs aren't fun. Sometimes writers' rooms, you could be like, oh, Sopranos must have been a fun show to write. No, everyone that worked on Sopranos hated themselves and hated their boss. Breaking Bad was a fun show to work on. I feel like this stuff would be fun to write, because you can break down these conformities of scenes like this in these predictable scenarios, and you do a lot of repetition of the moments, so you can play a lot with time. Lawrence in general, and I mentioned this earlier, and I'll reiterate it again as we get closer to the scene. We get to this point where the Man in Black again is confronted by Ford, and I want to hold off on that because I really want to talk about this scene when we get to it. So let's yada yada through this a little bit. We're off to Lawrence and the Men in Black and hanging upside down. Westworld activities, he's going to hang. Ants eating your ass, yada, yada, yada. So the Men in Black comes up, he shoots their asses, and Lawrence, he's going to save him again, motherfucker. So this is some funny
Is
stuff.
a friend of yours?
A little hard to tell.
I don't know. I'm not sure about
Given
that.
orientation and all.
I have to apologize, gentlemen. I don't have time for the preliminaries.
Motherfucker.
But the Man in Black is more used to old school Westworld rules and doesn't finish the job. And he goes and talks and has this little dialogue thing with Lawrence to try to get him. They're ultimately trying to get to this weapon. Like, I can subterfuge this and understand what they're talking about in the moment, but it all leads to they're trying to get to this part of Westworld that has this new weapon. So, sorry, I'm gonna eat your ass. No, what do I say here? I'm gonna eat your ass. What? So, and then the guy ends up attacking him, jumping back over and running at him, and he eventually kills him after getting shot in the arm a little bit. He screams, he gets the gun. The Man in Black is subdued. He's like, "Get the fucking gun, you idiot! You stupid shithead!" What's he called? He calls him like a moron. He calls him a moron.
Lawrence, get the gun, you ingrate!
Ingrate. That's what he calls him, an ingrate. I was going to start the show like, hey, it's your favorite ingrate, Phil.
Get the gun!
Felicia, I highly suggest drinking. No. I encourage drinking or hippie activities during my show. JD, welcome to the live chat. JD, welcome to you live. And if you're listening to this audio cast later or the stream later, make sure you subscribe. I never say this, but I need to start saying it too. Hit that fucking bell so you can be alerted every time we go live or every time we upload a video, even though we don't usually upload videos, but sometimes we do. But whenever we go live, definitely check that out and make sure you hit the subscribe and hit the what is that? Subscribe should be enough, the motherfuckers. But hit that fucking alert bell as well. Follow us, because I guess subscribing isn't enough. As I just got another message from someone saying, I didn't know you were going live. Well, it is 10:30 on a Sunday, so we usually try to always go live, but I definitely get your point, and you should be getting an alert. So make sure you click the damn bell. Ding dong, motherfucker. Ding dong. The can I make some fart noises while I talk about this bullshit? Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Ah. Okay, so it gets really fucking crazy. And I love hearing Lawrence say motherfucker every time he's saved by the Men in Black. Yeah, he fucking hates it. He hates having to do this. And it's just this big, intense situation. He kicks him over the gun. He's able to shoot him. Love this stuff. Really intense.
He was dead. Or at least a better part of it.
Well, that isn't what it used to be, Lawrence.
And let's continue. Keep talking, asshole.
Dead. Or at least a better part of it.
Well, that isn't what it used to be, Lawrence.
Sorry, I totally just snorted. And ooh, Pete Easy. If you stick around and I finish this quick enough, you might get your wish. Okay, so I just Joe Dirty Locks Joe Pesci'd. Okay. Let's finish this shit. And Phil, you could move your show to 30 minutes later so we all can finish watching our illegal streams, asshole. Usually, if I have a co-host, like when Joe's on, we end up starting at like 10:45, generally for that reason. But right after the episode airs, when I'm by myself, I'm just sitting in this room like, okay, should I start the stream yet? So it's hard not to start almost immediately right after. But I'm on for fucking 2 hours usually after the episode airs. So it's plenty of time for people to watch the stream and come back in after they have time. So, and I always encourage people to rewatch it, even though I know it's always better to check out these things live because then you get to get your comments and questions in the live motherfucking chat. Okay, so let's continue. Hey. The only thing I'd feel bad is about warning people about that. And Felicia, was it the one with sports betting on it, where you got like sports betting ads and shit? Okay, anyways. wrong situation. Okay, so then we get this scene with Men in Black talking about that. He gets his hat back. Then they go riding off into town. Now let's hear a little bit more of this shit.
What is that?
Technically, cheating. But seeing as Ford changed the rules on us, I figure it's fair game. 2 whiskeys. Leave the bottle.
So he goes back in there in town. Men in Black tells Lawrence what is what. I think this is an important scene to play all of this.
Trouble with you, Lawrence. You're not really a bandit. You're a foul-mouthed two-bit tour guide. And this revolution you've been waging for 30 years is just a bunch of horse shit Ford ginned up out some old comic book. But now, for the first time, you've got yourself a real revolution. You and every other asshole in this place are free. But there's a catch.
Men in Black's strategy is very interesting.
Enterprise is going down in flames. It's going to take each and every one of us with it. We'll all be dead soon enough.
During Prohibition, Nicholas?
This time.
Why should I help you?
Because it's in your nature. And in a little time,
Tom, it's fairly easy to find.
got a chance to see what we're really made of.
It's circling on all those 1, 2, 3 put-lockery type of websites that I'm not suggesting you go to ever.
What does that mean?
Ever. Pay for your content. Sure.
You believe in God, Lawrence?
Don't use...
Did Ford saddle you with that particular affliction?
I ain't given the matter much thought, one way or the other.
Well, if you did, you'd believe that everything you do is being watched by some all-seeing eye. Every choice, every little indiscretion.
Yeah, so loud, out of fucking nowhere. So, let's continue. I want to listen to this shit.
Is rendered.
And my immortal soul gets cast down into some dark place. Always sounded like bullshit to me.
And in the real world, you'd probably be right.
So he's ultimately doing his own path of unlocking people. And it's interesting that Lawrence is almost like his little pet. And I wonder if we're going to get some flashback stuff with Billy and Lawrence as well to see why he has this sort of affinity for this character so much. And why he also, I'll say it again, gets to keep him in the scene that we're approaching soon to be able to talk about. Damn, the Men in Black is drinking more than Tyrion in this episode. He drinks and he knows things. Illegal streams are bad, okay? You can do it. It's all up to you, okay? You can do it. You can save your life today. You don't have to spend your life addicted to crack, being homeless on the street, giving handjobs for crack. It's easy, okay? Step 1. Instead of assay buns, like kiss my buns in your buns. Oh, okay, I'll stop it. I'll stop it now, mister. I'm getting buzzed. It's kicking in. It's on. It's time. I just want to play some bongos. Can I do the extended 15-minute conga solo? Can we do this? Okay. So let's continue. Okay, I think I talked about this episode enough, right? Am I done? Okay. So Men in Black tells Lawrence what is what. They have a talk about God and they drink. And they decide to go and try to get some soldiers. But blankety blank. But they have to go try to build an army. To get to the place where they need to go, they need to go through a large percentage of people that will be in their way, and they need some sort of army to get there. Shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker. You're a bona fide licking Uncle Fucker. You're Uncle Fucker, I must say. I fucked your uncle yesterday. Shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker. I'm the one that fucked your uncle, Uncle Fucker. I don't eat or sleep or mow the lawn. I just fuck my uncle all night long. Sorry, don't set me on South Park, the movie sing-alongs. This stream will just turn into me singing awful versions of South Park songs. I love the Faith Plus One episode. I wanna step on my knees, stop pleasing Jesus. Wanna feel the salvation all over my face. Once, twice, 3 times, my Savior. Whenever I see Jesus up on that cross, I can't help but think that he looks kind of hot. Cosmo's the bitch. She's a big fat bitch. She's the biggest bitch in the whole world. Sometimes I feel. Okay, I'm gonna stop it now. Blame Canada. Blame Canada. They're not even a real country anyway. Okay, stop. And for way back, because it's a shaboinkle. I can't even say the word shaboinkle day. Let's build a snowman. We can build it 3 feet high. Okay, fuck that shit. Fix your censorship screen when I say fucking it censors me, anarchy. I don't know. I think that just has to do with the way that's all like on the screen. In the actual chat, it shouldn't censor you. I don't know why the fuck it censors you in there. You know, I hate that shit, Tom. Imagine if I was someone that I talk the way I do and I like wouldn't let you guys curse in the live chat. No, it's just me, Tom. because I know how to do it like a chisel, man. I got talents. You can do it. It's all up to you. Okay. You can do it. You can save your life today. You don't have to spend your life addicted to crack, giving homeless on the street, giving hand jobs for crack. Now, what would Brian Boitano do if he was here today? He would take a nap or two. That's what Brian Boitano do. Oh, thank you, Game of Thrones dancer. You're too kind. You're too kind. So, okay. Okay. So we go off to Delos. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read my notes here. We go back to, let's listen. Let me listen, because I have a number here, and I'll figure out what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah, we go to the torturing. We go to Angela torturing. 600, 800. If you can see what I wrote, it says off to Angel torturing. Off to Angela torturing.
One sector at a time. They'll meet at a rallying point.
Doloresing. Yes, this confirmed. Next season on Westworld, we will have a musical episode like Buffy. Yeah, I should do a Terrence and Phillip 2-hour podcast. I'm just farting every other second, and where it's all musical. I have thought, no joking, I have thought many times of doing a musical podcast where I just sing the whole, or sing, where I vocalize the whole time. Here we go. Then we go to Teddy. He needs more numbers. He gets for the numbers. He goes with the slumbers. Stick it in his bum, dragging it down. Teddy's the badass that's going around town. Teddy, you're a motherfucker. I like the Teddy story more than anything else. We got Teddy. He's got the numbers. He's going them back. Dolores has a bodies, and that's a fact. She needs the Confederados to do her job. She needs an army. It seems to be, it's a mob. So everyone needs an army or something. Well, just do a whole podcast like that where I'm trying to sing it. But it'll be pretty annoying. It'll probably be the most annoying thing that I've done in the last 5 minutes. In the lonely nights in the grocery store. Then Teddy, see Dolores is in full-on mood. This place is fucking creepy. Fucking creepy down the beep. Oh, down on the seat it says. Oh, right, okay. Here we go. There we go. So here we go. We go a flash to Dolores shifting around in her loop on the ground, going down on the flound. Everything is phased. The coppers are coming around. And then we go out of focus. There's an older man that goes on the cheeky tiki. Ew, the deaky. It's the Delos guy. And he's kind of fucking cheeky. She's awful petty. William is here. I need to take a sip of my beer. Okay, so sorry, enough of that shit. But I've always wanted to do a podcast completely like that, like basically a all musical podcast. Anyways, I need someone to score it. Anyone wants to score my musical podcast, make a beat? Hannibal, if you're listening, are you out there, Hannibal? Score me an hour. And I'll sing to it. Okay. So Phil is the average guy I hung out with in high school. Nicholas Bryant, honestly, what you said right there is what we're trying to do with this show. With myself, Joe, whether it's me hanging out with you guys tonight. Like, we don't always, as time goes on, get a chance to still hang out with our friends. And hang out in the same house and hang out in the same vibe, Like, as time goes on, it's not even like people don't necessarily want to go out as much. They become more homebodies. So if anyone used to hang out with some ridiculously goofy guys, we just want to try to recreate that feeling and hang out. Joe doesn't want to leave his house. When he comes on the streams, I'm lucky I get to talk to him out here. But no, that's exactly what we're trying to do. So I do appreciate that. Like I said, I'm still living in my mom's basement. I made Stephanie up. She's a figment of our imagination, and I don't. I just live here in my mommy's basement. Fill up, Tell them all how happy you are. I'm very, very happy. Thank you, Philip. Tell them about the Delos situation. So we find out how Delos took over. I think I did. I think it was called it was some sort of Kush sandwich, actually, if I'm being very specific. So, okay, let's continue here. So we flash the classic Dolores shifting around in her loop, and Teddy, and everything is freezed as the copters come in. And then someone is out of focus. It's an older man, Mr. Delos, as I was singing earlier. And they check out Teddy and Dolores, and we get this shit right here. Play the fucking audio, Miles. Do it. Okay, Phil, I'll do it. Play it.
One thing, William. It's awfully fucking pretty. It's perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, what to be. I've looked at the books. It's like parting the Red Sea. He's got 2 years, maybe 3. The whole thing is folly.
It's leverage. He's drowning. We can dictate our terms. The investment here is in the future.
Oh, we got the Walking David in the live chat. Too bad the Walking David doesn't watch Westworld. We'd pop him on in here to talk about the episode a little bit. Good to see you, Walking David, in the live chat. I'll touch you, baby. I wish gaming streams were... Oh, thank you, Nicholas. I wish I could be this entertaining on a game stream. Even when I game stream, I'm distracted. I'm like, wow, what's going on? I don't know what the fuck's going on. Or I talk too much or something. I don't know what's going on. No, I appreciate that. And it's honestly more entertaining for me than it ever could be for you guys, getting to share and have this discussion and read these comments, get a little silly, hang out, have a drink with all of you awesome folk, and babble about these awesome episodes. And I know some people may be watching, I want to hear about Westworld. Our podcast isn't ever just about the episodes themselves. It's a podcast that we mask it with the title of these episodes, but it's really a goofy issues program. Welcome to my madness, everybody. Come on in. It's cozy inside here. Jump on in, play, dance, sing, kick your feet. Okay, enough of that crap. What the fuck? What the fuck's wrong with me? Oh, thanks, Broke. I have fun with the gaming streams. They're good. I don't do enough of them. I should probably do more. I should probably set up my video games in here so I could do it like this and be playing like this instead of doing it in the other room, because there's something about being on the couch that feels a little weird for me at times. About what if... Yeah, exactly. It's a podcast about whatever's on my mind at that individual second. And it flies around a lot. I'm a fucking kitty cat. It's very much inspired by the bullshit train, Madman Marts. See, Madman Marts know I'm just like a cloying pedestrian copy of another podcast, which I'm excitingly going to get to visit and watch the movie review extravaganza live on my way out to Con of Thrones on the Wednesday before the 26th or whatever it is. I'm very excited to be able to finally watch an episode in one of the best podcasts out there, the best live people in the world, double fucking toasted. Lots of love to those fucking dudes, and I'm very excited. I'm going to be able to watch a show there live. So huge fan of Spill originally and Double Toasted. Let's do it. The bullshit train. Co-host. He's my bucket list podcast. I'd love to do a podcast with the co-host one day, or excuse me, the sidekick. Yeah, but it is the bullshit train, my friend. Exactly. Madman knows I'm just a copycat. Motherfucking chat. What do you mean? Chat a tat? What am I talking about? Anyways, so here we go. Let's continue. William is here, and they talk about stuff. They talk about Logan's dad. This is the convincing. We see that transitional period, as I've talked about a lot tonight, where they are transitioning over from the events of Westworld Season 1 into before the events of Season 2, and before William gets old of watching William do what he was saying to Logan that he was going to do. Let's do it. Maybe the greatest podcast ever. Let's do it with Corey Coleman and Tony, the co-host at the time, or the sidekick now. One of my favorite podcasts last year was the reunion podcast that we got, the Let's Do It, the newest Let's Do It. It was just so amazing to see Tony, to hear Tony on a podcast again. He's maybe one of the funniest human beings on the face of the fucking earth, off the cuff. My dream scenario actually is not to do a podcast with Tony. It's to have Tony and Joe Dirty Locks do a podcast together about something. And the Midnight Chat Attack fucking rules too. Lots of love to Nick Diaz, who we've had on the show on the Walking Dead recap. And Nick is a funny fucking bastard. Nick, Ganja, all the rest. Fucking great stuff over there. So cannot say enough good things about the double toasted universe, the Spill universe. Okay, so let's continue. Yeah, breaking the podcast edition. So then I'm calling in a night, guys. Thanks, guys, and fill in the motherfucking chat. Lala, thank you so much for popping on in here, and super appreciate you joining us for a big chunk of tonight's podcast. Have a good evening. So let's continue in this episode. We get, amazing lines like this.
You're the cheeky little cunt, aren't you?
And this is what Justin was talking about earlier when we had Justin and Hacks in here, talking about no one in reality can talk shit to a boss or someone in power like this and get, you're a cheeky little cunt, but I like you.
There's not a man alive who'd talk to me like that. Not anymore.
Oh, so I strangely respect you, and I'm going to listen to everything you have to say and let you take over my company instead of my own son. Bitch.
Okay. Talk to me. I'm listening.
Thank you, Jim.
So Billy does a cheap, easy trick, cheeky little cunt. Then we go off to Delos and Angela with the Confederados now on their side as they head off.
Knack for sniffing out their own kind. I'll send word when we find the rest.
He was being cheeky and stupid, sorry, but he said it stupidly. William's trying to be all badass, but he sounded lame. I agree, Game of Thrones dancer. I didn't really buy that this guy would give him his company that easily. I thought this was the William getting power thing. I like that we're seeing it, but it doesn't completely make 100% of sense. And I guess we're supposed to believe that Logan was all fucked up, maybe had to get saved out of Westworld, riding around naked or something like that, and ultimately became a heroin addict. But it was a very easy transition here. Yeah, Felicia, earlier in the episode, we did a stream-to-stream simulcast where we connected with Justin and Hacks that were doing a podcast, and we were on for a few minutes, like probably about 5 minutes, where we were simulcasting both podcasts at the same time. A lot of fun. It was a good thing to do, and I'd love to try it with even more other podcasts or live streams that just happen to be streaming at the same time. It's a good little way of having a little extra fun and spreading the stream to multiple people. To have multiple. What's better than one? Multiple. This doesn't feel as trophy as it usually does, but then again, I've been both people at once kind of needs more Game of Thrones type plot and tension. No, I would agree with you there too. I just think this comes off a little easy. So here's where we see Dolores and all her crew riding through, and you could say this is the reunion that they're talking about in the episode, but we get this reunion situation where we have Maeve and Dolores meeting and having a discussion. So let's listen to this discussion.
Hello, lovelies. I remember you. You've strayed a long way from home, haven't you? We're bound for the future.
I gotta eat another
Or
sandwich.
death in the here and now. Is that right? Well, best of luck. There's a war out there. You know the enemy intimately. I can only fathom the revenge that lives inside of you. Revenge?
I love this. I'm going to cut this off because I love this interaction. Right there, Maeve is cutting her off, and I love the perspective that gets pushed here. Is there just one way to think about this? I get this, but to them, can we kind of think about this more three-dimensional? Or look at this from a more wide-angled lens where they didn't know that we could be sentient. To them, they were just coming in here. They're assholes, sure, but does that mean they should all just die because they were ignorant? It's an interesting parallel, and I think, as I was saying earlier too, it's going to be a central climaxy. I keep talking about climaxes and multiple ones. It's going to be a climax of this season, I think.
Prayer at their altar, darling. And I'm well off my knees. That's because you're finally free. But we will have to fight to keep it that way. And let me guess. Yours is the only way to fight. You feel free to command everybody else.
Try it, Lawman.
Just looking to keep the peace.
And I definitely got all excited in this point when we almost had a confrontation between Teddy and Hector. It got very exciting.
I know you. Do you feel free? Since it's liberty you're defending, I suppose you'll have no choice but to let us pass.
Just let us pass. And then Maeve does her little Jedi mind trick. We are not the droids you're looking for. We are not the droids you're looking for.
Freely.
Dolores can't see it from Maeve's point of view since Arnold tried leading her there. And that goes into the whole thing of a bigger perspective. And I know it can be joked about. And I love it too. Love people. Love talking to Joe Dirty Locks about this show. I love other people that make videos trashing on this show. It's fun. It's fun to pick it apart. And I'm not someone that's very protective of a lot of things that I like. You know, I feel confident about what I like, and I like some shitty shit. So it's like I can deal with a lot of criticism of what I like. But it is intense in this situation. And Dolores, I don't think she can really think things through in the way that Maeve is doing it, because perhaps this is all Ford's thing. I mean, that's just the, perhaps this is all Ford's plan. That maybe they aren't gaining free will and they're only proceeding down the narrative that he wanted them to play out. I don't know if I believe that, but I guess it's a possibility. Was Noel Gallagher in this scene? Because maybe he was, because he's the one that wants to fucking save me. So Dolores goes to the Confederados.
You have to forgive.
She wants them to join the army, help her achieve her goal. We find out that there's 800 men. They need to fight 800 men. We found out earlier that in the torture scene, I forgot to mention earlier as I yada over that there's probably going to be about 800 Delos security people or military people coming in to fight, so they need to get a big army, so they need help fighting 800 men. He refuses her, but she's like, no, you're not going to refuse me.
And the only commander he serves is the Almighty.
This is what I mean with fun, having fun with bad dialogue. Really good shit.
Is that your final decision?
I do, Alex. I absolutely think that he's still alive. Daniel, after all, Daniel's my wonder wall. Sorry, that's horrible.
My final decision is which of you to keep for myself and which of you to throw out there for my men.
You watch your mouth.
It's all right, Teddy.
Holy shit, we just got a PayPal donation from someone that said, thank you, here's $10 PayPal donation. Can't do Super Chat for some reason. Want you to play the ocarina again. You want me to play the ocarina again? Okay, I'll play the ocarina again. And thank you so much for the, well, we'll call it a Super Chat donation. Thank you so much for the PayPal donation. Really do appreciate that. Bobby J. Oh, that's all I'll say. Thank you, Bobby J. Here we go. Here's a little ocarina. You asked for it. Thank you so much, Bobby. When OTDA says fucking shows on screen, what about his dad? I think it's just fuck that. Centers go figure. Oh my goodness me. Okay, let's continue this shit. Let's kill it now. So we continue in this episode, and Dolores and Angela lock the door, and Teddy unloads on them. Kill.
It's in their nature.
What if Bernie the Burnt says, what the fuck's even happening here? What's going on in this fucking podcast? There's some dude playing an ocarina with a dark screen. There's some goofball shit going on in the live chat. I don't know. What happened was someone donated and they requested a ocarina solo. So I'm sorry that it was subpar. Analysis of Thrones missed the ocarina. He did, but I have it now on the desk. Kay says, could Maeve control Dolores? Maeve can free its hosts, but Dolores has to kill them to bring them back. I think Maeve controlled her at the end there when she said, let me by. At least that's how I interpreted that scene. No problem, Bernie. I just wanted to explain to you what's going on. I have this wheel that you spin, and if someone donates in Super Chat, we spin the wheel, and I have to do the thing on it. One of them is ocarina solo or trumpet solo. It's too late in the evening to play the trumpet. So the person that donated via PayPal requested a ocarina solo. You said you think Logan is still alive. I asked, what about his dad? No, I think his dad's dead. I think his dad, there are clear hints that they're working on it. I think his dad has, because we got TV trope 101, when said character coughs, that means they're going to die soon. So we got him coughing at some point in time. I think he's dead. Best show in a while. Thank God I smoked sativa tonight. I ate some sativa. Happy. I'm happy. I'm uppity. I'm goofy. I'm just feeling good tonight, Tom. Got the house to myself for the next 5 days. I'm all alone. Steph's in Miami. Or no, I made up Stephanie. The fictitious Stephanie's in Miami. Well, all by my lonesome, talking about the issues, talking about some fucking Westworld. There's nothing better. So we go to this. She kills them all. They all end up dead, and Phil, the tech guy, comes in and reprograms them and brings the main one back to life and she's like, I'm your god now. You're following me. So they follow them. So then we see out in the real world setting again with Dolores, and she's on piano this time. We see a little girl say she's beautiful, and the mom drags her away, and it's William and his daughter, and the wife is, and we finally get to see William's wife, who's like, get my kid away from Dolores. Definitely I think knows who Dolores is, probably heard about it through Logan, perhaps, or maybe, but she gives Dolores a definite look. And we also get to see William wanting time with Dolores. We see the start of the transformation that we see in this episode of Billy into the Man in Black. Alex says, an astute viewer will pick in that scene that he's perhaps ailing and that there's something that's working on that maybe to fix that ailment. Quote from the BTS video. Very interesting. So yeah, perhaps that's part of the encouragement of getting into Westworld technology, that they could be working on some sort of cure for Mr. Delos' sickness. I tend to think he's dead, but we'll have to see. I wouldn't be surprised with that. Zombie Logan. I definitely think Logan's alive, and he will come back into the story at a later point. Me fucking yeah. Woo! That was a weak conga hit. That was a weak one. That was a weak one. Let me drag this drum over here, because I'm in a drummy kind of mood tonight. I'm in a drummy kind of mood. Then the mom drags. I didn't see that. Damn it, I have to rewatch this episode. So then the mom drags away William's daughter. Then Mr. Delos interrupts as Williams is about to go over to the Men in Black.
You are beautiful.
And this is the scene I'm talking about.
Well, you only get to retire once, Jim. Figure we do it right. Hey, don't worry, they won't leave the grounds.
This a retirement party? I couldn't tell. Looks more like a coronation. But no mine.
Our arrangement's been a perfect fit. You stepping down doesn't help me at all.
Not me. And I was told I may not have to.
You hear that cough? When you hear that cough, that means the character is going to die soon, or at least very sick. No character can cough in a television show or a movie without being tragically ill.
Well, things are progressing, but we'll all need a little patience.
Yeah, well, some of us can afford to have more patience than others. Keep playing girly. Anything but fucking Chopin.
So we get that Delos scene, and then Dolores plays some more piano, and we cut to her outside the deck walking along the city. She gives her line again. She gives that, have you seen such splendor?
I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to bother you.
It's you.
Nicholas says, surprised no one called in. I'm so used to callers. It's okay. I know not everyone always calls in on every night. We're lucky when we do get callers. But it is always awesome. We did get to connect with another podcast tonight, so that was always fun. And we got a bunch of texters tonight. So yes, but always the phone lines are off for the evening. But if anyone wants to get a last minute voicemail in, you can still do that at 781-990-8509. So true, the cough foreshadows the subtle. It's so obvious, GOT. It really is. Joe and I, we're going to do an audiobook about it, but maybe it's a podcast. I made a top 10 list of like 10 things like that in television and movies that you just know when you see those things that you can predict what's going to happen. Number one on that list is the coughing thing. It's like you see anyone cough, it's automatically a sign that they're going to die soon. You can't cough on a TV and movie and not mean you're deaf. Exactly. Bernie says, who talks on the phone anymore? I don't want to talk on the phone. My mom talks on the phone. I'm not calling in your fucking show. I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to this asshole. I'm going to get in the live motherfucking chat, especially now that chat replay exists, because your chats live there forever in the video as long as the video's up. So people get their comments in. But we do have the phone line for any people that want to get their voice in. So let's continue. Dolores plays some more shit. We want it now, broke. Get in this fucking chat, broke. So where's the bloody napkin? I think it was obvious since he's obviously dead to begin with. So she gives her line. We finally get old Logan, who gasps as he is doing some sort of drug. He's a junkie of some sorts. Not sure. It was quick. I didn't really get to see what he did. He forgot her name, but he does remember her. And let's listen to this scene because this is a fun scene.
The pretty girl. Tell me your name again, pretty girl.
I'm Dolores.
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 Of course. He sent you down here to keep me company. His sense of humor was always somewhat baroque.
Baroque?
Just wanted to look at the lights.
Of course you did. Do you want to know what they're really celebrating up there? That, darling, is the sound of fools fiddling.
Fools fiddling.
Well, the whole
fools fiddling on the
species
fuckity fuck fuck.
burn.
Speedballs, speedball narkin, I'm calling it.
And the funniest fucking part.
He was doing jingle jangle. Someone watches Arrow. I was saying earlier it's Nuke. Oh no, Jingle Jangle's Riverdale. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's Riverdale, not. I knew it was a CW show. Yeah, it's Future Heroine. Teddy is like Tommen. He could be a good. He could be a good pussy. Oh, broke! You deleted it. He could be a big broke pussy. He could. Whoa! What the fuck did I just knock down? What the fuck did I just... Oh, my drum. I knocked my fucking drum down. That's what kind of asshole I am. But whatever. It happens. So we continue. So we go off to Lawrence in the Men in Black. And this is kind of cool. Lawrence is kind of on script, but it's interesting that he's sort of starting to break, but he's not quite there yet. So he's half on script, half in this unique loop. It's very interesting, and I love the dynamic between Lawrence and the Men in Black. It adds... It's just a different kind of story than the main narrative of the season that seems to be from the host's perspective. It's good to have... Excuse me. Good to have this character here. And another character that's someone invested in uncovering the humanity or the sentience of the hosts, but he's doing it from a far different perspective. And he has the direct connection to Ford, and everything that's going on with the Billy Men in Black, the old Man in Black story, is the stuff that leads into the potential that Ford planned this all. I kind of missed the mark of what he was saying in that scene. I can't. Dude, man is so high right now. Logan has it right. He starts the world burning. Splenda on the floor. I'm hitting the notifications on this bitch. Thank you, Bernie. Hit the notifications on this bitch. Join the fucking live chat. I appreciate you popping on in here tonight and joining the silliness. We're a goofy bunch. So thank you. And by goofy, I do mean we got Weird Al and Goofy having some serious fun. And then I can't stop it. The dirty stuff happens. And then we get dirty music playing with... Oh, yeah. Scooba-dooba-doo. Not enough of that. But welcome, Bernie. Thank you so much. Yep, Felicia. All those obnoxious things. Hey, you're just in chat form. These goofy motherfucking things that I'm talking about, these podcasts these silly, obnoxious things are gonna live a lot longer than me. I get to be obnoxious way past the point. Forever and ever and ever and ever. Hopefully. Motherfucking chat. Thank you to everybody. You guys, whether it's 2, 100, 3, 4, 16. Hut. I appreciate every single one of you guys that are in the live chat right now. Thank you so much, you fuckers. Fuckity, fuckity, fuck. Disney character. Oh, hi, everybody. My name is Goofy. Thanks for joining the Feel the Issues Guy show. I have a lot of good times. Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. So, oh yeah, they say life goes on after the grilled cheese sandwich is gone. Throw a Funko Pop in and make it a threesome. Where is my Funko Pop? I can see it with my eyes, broke. I can see my Funko Pop right now. And let's see. My Funko Pop got left in the sun a little bit too much, but I can have the threesome now too. We'll have a threesome later when you least expect it, broke. Okay, so Lawrence the Men in Black, then they head to Pride, and the whole place is dead everywhere as they're trying to walk right through is dead. And then we get to maybe the best section of the episode, but there was a lot of really good stuff in this episode for me. We get to Alazzo, who is Gus fucking Fring. So I'm going to shut the fuck up here and do some interpretive dancing with the threesome of Weird Al, Goofy, and Michelangelo Funko Pop. And to the sultry sounds of this scene of Gus fucking Fring, and who ultimately, as we figure out by the end of the scene, as William does, is Ford. It's another piece of Ford that is in this episode. Pete Easy, I would love that too.
So here's to you, assholes. May your forever be blissfully short.
Dude, totally. I love this show. I want some pizza after this. So I guess that was a very short amount of that. But we're introduced to this character Alazzo, that was formerly played by Lawrence's character. So there's some sort of similarity as the Men in Black's like, do you remember this guy? But we get into this really just an excellent performance by Gus Fring here, by this actor. He kills it, man. It's bit parts like this. If you can be a show that can bring in an actor like this for a small sectional role and really just blow it out of the ballpark, it adds this level of depth and dynamic that there's something so menacing naturally about this actor's performance in the way he delivers this monologue that really emotionally touched me in inappropriate ways. Where on the Weird Al doll did it touch me? It touched me here mostly, like right here, but it also touched me here and touched me here. Like after I was watching it, I felt like I had a poo, and it touched me here too because I was pulling out my hair while I was watching it. This is where it touched me. I loved the scene. I just want to throw a pizza on the roof. Funny story about that. Those people's houses where that was shot, they put a fake pizza on the roof because people kept showing up at their house and throwing pizzas on the roof. Oh my goodness. It was a really awesome scene that touched me in every way. And this is one of those moments where Westworld's not a show for everybody. I continuously say that. People that think that I don't think Westworld will ever get the universal appeal that Game of Thrones has gotten or The Sopranos gotten. I don't think it's going to be HBO's next one of those. I tend to think of Westworld more as this generation's Wire. It's going to have, the HBO believes in it. It's going to have its hardcore audience and going to be judged in a way that I don't think it will ever be crazy ratings in the sense of a Game of Thrones or The Sopranos for HBO. That's just my impression of it. But it's really fucking awesome for me. And scenes like this is why this show is candy for me. You get someone like Gus Fring in there to just kill it in a scene. And I'm a Breaking Bad fanboy, so to see any of these actors in these scenes is just in other things is just amazing to me. And he's doing great work on my favorite show one of my favorite shows on television right now, the Better Call Saul. And now to see him do this right now is just an excellent fucking thing, as I'm trying to get to the point in the quotes to play some of this shit. Let's play this. Let's see, is this it?
Don't you recognize him, Lawrence? In a past life, you used to be him. El Lazo, I presume.
So let's play some of this shit.
And why have two ghosts come creeping among the dead?
I wasn't sure of your hospitality.
What makes you sure of it now?
I guess times have changed.
Indeed they have. Santa Maria is restored. The sins of the invaders cleansed in their own blood. The revolution is won.
The story they gave you has played itself out, but your revolution's just beginning. There's a place out west we're heading. If we reach it, I'll show you a treasure beyond your wildest dreams.
This world and its treasures. For my whole life, I have imagined this moment. Victory, this struggle. How long have I been fighting? And now that it's won, I find nothing.
You want a real victory? I can help with that. A real ending. The truth.
Before the revolution, when I was just a little boy, my parents took me to the circus. I wanted to see the elephants, these mighty creatures. They held them in place with a stake. They could tear a tree right out of the ground. And yet, a simple stake kept them in place. Well, I didn't understand. And then,
Okay.
He said the stakes were used when the elephants were just young, too small to pull them up. And that the animals never tried to pull them up again.
Do you know what I'm on? I'm on fucking Gus Fring, okay? I'm on this actor, this guy coming onto this show, and it's tough to come on a show and hit it out of the ballpark when you're not really invested in the whole universe of the show, and this is your first time in. He comes in, he kills this monologue, kills this performance, and really sets himself apart and adds this crazy nature. And why did I do all that? Because the scene makes me so fucking excited. So excited, it touches me in inappropriate ways. I'm a goofy bastard. I just got a crazy idea. Could this be one of Ford's actual memories? Possibly, and that's the thing. It all ends up being Ford. This is Ford talking. You get Anthony Hopkins last season, this amazing actor, and ultimately here what you do is you have De Niro playing Brando. You have Gus Fring playing. I'm pointing at his picture. That you can see his picture right back there. Right there. I was sick in 2015. He was working at the Walker Stalker Con, and he was selling autographed pictures. And Taka was there as well. And I met him. I talked to him there. You can actually see on the channel. I have a brief little interview with him. You can find it somewhere on the channel. And Taka went to him afterwards and told him what I had just been through, and he gave Taka a autographed picture with me for free with a little message on it that said, "Get back to work, asshole." So anyways, so maybe I'm a little fanboying a little bit about him, but he's a really good actor. And he adds so much to any scene he's in. And to come in here and play Anthony Hopkins, it's just an excellent fucking moment. Ford is mind fucking. It's a Mick gangbang. Yeah, it's mind fucking us all. It's holy shit. I wasn't watching the screen. Someone called 911 in Boston. Podcaster down. Well, you know who's killing their performance, Phil. But he is just destroying it. And it's awesome to see him on this show. It's awesome to see him not get locked into just playing Gus Fring and him showing up on another show and really pushing and really working and showing his fucking talents off, because he's a menacing dude. And to see him play a different kind of menacing, a little bit more on edge crazy rather than the controlled chaos that we see in Gus Fring, I like it. I like it a lot. Touch me inappropriately in the television way, dude. Touch me more. Give me more of it now.
I won't be going with you.
Do it. The Men in Black asks him to come with him, wants to take the army, fast talks him a little bit to try to be like, you got to come with me. I'm going to mess with your robot mind.
My labors are done. I have seen all the truth that I can bear. But we can drink.
We
to
can
the
drink.
bitter end.
Drink. Oh no, the last pour. I hate that last pour of the beer. I hate that last pour of the beer. So, and it continues here at an end of a fever sort of pitch as all these
Men either way, I tell them.
The Men in Black forces the issue. He goes, no, I'm not kidding. And he grabs Gus Fring's character and says, I will shoot him unless you all join me.
Tell them to follow me. No!
Alex says, reality check, Phil. Get off your high, stupid, drunk horse. Have you watched The Expanse yet? Get the hell out of there. Expanse is coming. I haven't watched it yet, but it's on the list. Say the same thing every time.
This game was meant for you, William.
I wish I had the party Ford did, because it's not a party until someone dies. Twirling your old work like a boss. Yeah, the Dothraki say it's a dull event.
But you must play it alone.
Bernie the Burnt says, love The Expanse. I've heard nothing but good things, and I can't wait to watch it. Honestly, I've heard a lot of good things. There's just a lot of shit I need to catch up on for some Super Chat donation requests, and I'm trying to watch more Game of Thrones right now, leading up to the Con of Thrones, and leading up to wanting to do a lot more Game of Thrones content on the channel. So I'm trying to re-get myself there, as I haven't really watched or thought about it much since the last season ended, and I want to get some more Game of Thrones content out there. So I'm catching up on a lot of shows. Stephanie and I are almost finished with 6 Feet Under as well, and holy shit, I can't wait to talk about that show. We took a break in the middle because of how emotional it is, but no spoilers here, but we just watched the big thing that happens in the third to last episode, and holy fucking shit, I haven't cried like that at a television show in a long god-ass damn time. So if you have your HBO Go, you're looking for other HBO shows to watch, 6 Feet Under is another really good one that's dark and interesting, has its bad points and its good points, as any show does, but it's another show I can't not recommend enough on HBO, and I'll try to do a whole review of that series, like a non-spoilery kind of babble discussion about that at some point in the future, maybe even this week. But okay, enough of that shit. I'm going to the Con of Thrones. Got to get a picture. Pete Easy, I cannot wait to fucking meet you at the Con of Thrones. I'm going to be on a bunch of the panels and all that sort of shit. You can see my schedule. And also, I'm going to try maybe one of the days to do a podcast from the hallway or something like that. And then be walking around my phone doing live streams and shit too. So I cannot wait to get to meet any of the people that are out there. It's going to be a fun weekend. I'm staying on base, so myself, my fake wife, Stephanie, and my dog, Lotus, will be there. Okay. Who's your panel with Tony Teflon and Joe the Magician? I'm not sure which one that is. I think it's Beyond the Wall. It talks about what happens after they go through the wall, since the wall's been broken, what's going to happen next. And I think I'm doing another one with Tony, the YouTube live one with myself, Tony, Sir Hunt, and Smokescreen and Val, I believe is that one. I wish I was doing more with Tony. Love Tony. And he's one of the people I'm most excited to go down there and get to hang out with. So lots of people I'm looking forward to. I think I'm on 6 or 7 things or something like that. But blubbity bloobity blah blah. But yeah, I think so, and I'm looking forward to it. A lot of people that I haven't got to meet or work with that I'm excited to be on random panels with. So it should be a good time. And I'm excited to be able to hang out and toast some drinks with some of you folks that are going to be out there as well. So it's cool, and I'm going to have my dog with me, so you guys get to meet my fucking awesome dog. She's a fucking sweetheart. And hear me babble live about some Game of Thrones. It's gonna be fun. Oh, awesome! That would be amazing, Smoke. Okay, so yeah, it is gonna be a good one. There's gonna be a lot of really fun ones that weekend, and there's some. I'll go over it before I go down there. I'm gonna do a podcast where Tony did something similar to this, Tony Teflon, where he talked about what panels he's going to be on and stuff. I want to do a stream like that before I go down there, about just which ones I'm doing and with who. So it's gonna be fun. But yeah, you guys get to meet Lotus the dog. Rather meet your cat, to be honest. I would too. You know, I love my dog, but my cat's fucking 19 years old. I don't want to meet my cat too. I'm actually very upset I'm not bringing the cat. I'm still pushing to bring the cat. So Gus speaks as Ford, and this is where things get way interesting. And all the hosts kill themselves. But the Man in Black is going to find another way.
He doesn't want this to be easy for me. So we'll find another way.
Who the fuck is Robert? The man who built this place you're looking for? Place of judgment?
No, Lawrence, he doesn't get that honor. I built it. And this place we're going is my greatest mistake.
So his greatest mistake. And I still need to ask the question here. Why was Lawrence spared? I mean, he says you have to do this alone, but he's allowed to keep Lawrence. I just think it's interesting. Cats rule, dogs drool. So we go back to another time period, and Dolores is walking, and Dolores is naked, and we're back in that same situation with Dolores being not probed. Dolores is being probed. Let's listen to Dolores being probed.
I can't believe I fell in love with you.
Do you know what saved me? I realized it wasn't about you at all. You didn't make me interested in you, you made me interested in me.
We're going to try Smoke. We're going to try to bounce around because we have a car. There's just so many places to be at so many times. All I know for sure is that we're definitely hanging out at some point throughout that weekend. It's just going to be an amazing time, and I cannot wait to stream a ton. And Justin, it was awesome too. I think that was a really cool thing to be able to do, to bounce from to do a simulcast stream, and it was a lot of fun. We'll have to touch in a couple more times throughout this season, since we'll be doing it at the same time. Could have been more fun and easy to just bounce in, bounce out. And I know you guys are going to be streaming a slightly different way. I mean, it's a little inside baseball, as they say, but I'm sure we can figure out a way to do it that way as well. And we can talk about that later. But yeah, no, that was a lot of fun, and I'm definitely down to do something like that in the future, later towards the end of the season, for another crossover as we lead into the finale or something like that. It might be fun. Anyways, Nicholas says, I'm going to listen to Game of Thrones on the plane, watch it on Wednesday. Yeah, watch it at my hotel, scout the food. Stephanie and I are listening to the audiobooks because we're driving out from Boston. I mentioned this before, but we're driving from Boston to Orlando, out to New Orleans, out to Austin for a night, then to the Con of Thrones for 3 days, and then back out to like stopping in Tennessee, a bunch of stops in Tennessee. So we're going on like a 2-week road trip with it. So it should be a lot of fucking fun. And the whole time we're going to be listening to the Game of Thrones audiobooks as well. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. Awesome, Pete. It's gonna be great. Look for me outside eating sandwiches outside the hotel. I will be outside a lot eating sandwiches. If people want to hang out with me, look for me like right in the smoking areas eating sandwiches. I agree. Analysis. I hope that the con is on the East Coast, Northeast next year. Okay, so enough of that shit. I know people want me to get to the end of this episode so I can just get to the freeform discussion at the end, even though this has been a freeform discussion today. But if you're in, I don't even know where we are, 2 hours and 41 minutes into a podcast here, this is what happens when no one else is home in the house and I can just be loud and obnoxious all night. If you're in 2 hours and 41 minutes of this podcast, I guess you probably don't mind me talking about random things. So it's Dallas. It's kind of the middle of the country. I'm staying with Smokescreen Dust of Thrones because Geek and Tarzan, awesome. I'm upset anyways. But yeah, it's fucking great. All awesome folks. I can't wait to I'm doing a bunch of couple streams with Smokescreen. I'm excited to be able to see him and meet him in person. Good dude. Had fun working with him last year. Hope to do some more stuff with him in the future too. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun weekend. It's gonna be a lot of good stuff. Blubbity bloobity blah blah. Okay. Pete, I will be outside. I'll be outside with my chocolate Phillies. So we go back to another time period. Billy's walking and Dolores is naked, and we get this discussion between them as we're closing towards the end of the episode.
I can't wait to use you and every one of your kind to help give it to him. There's something beyond that.
It must be great to be rich like Phil. What? Dude, Tom himself. Rich. That's the funniest thing I heard all night. That's the funniest thing all night. You want to know? You want to know? Why do you think I'm driving? Because I can't afford a flight. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be great. Nah, man, not gonna make it. But you and Phil have a sandwich on me. Oh, we will. We'll be each using our own sandwiches, toasting them together. Oh, I can't wait. And Nicholas Bryan's gonna be there too. Wow, it's gonna be so many awesome folks here. It's gonna be amazing. And I'm gonna be doing lots of, even if it's just from my phone, I'm gonna be streaming constantly. So if you're not there, I'm gonna help make it seem like you're there, because I'm gonna literally always be I'm gonna be that annoying guy with a selfie stick on all the time, like, hey everybody, I'm streaming Yellow Bush Nook Duck. Oh, I got Bush Duck. I'm gonna be so annoying. It's gonna be great. Okay, so let's finish this episode up. So we get William can't wait to use their kind. He brings her to the skyline just to fuck with her about Splenda. I love this. I love this Splenda shit. You see that, Splenda?
Have you ever seen anything so full of splendor?
Oh, knowing that she's about to say that to fuck with her, as we see the transition of William turning in from the William that we know in season 1 to this fucking miserable asshole that we have now. I love it. Love every moment of it. Love to go over here. Oh, here we go. I got issues, man. Me after 2 episodes of Westworld. I've got issues. Area code 606. I fucking love you. We've had 2 calls. Area code 606 and 317. I cannot take calls this way. If you call, please leave a message. 606 and 317. Please leave messages. We've had 2 people that have tried to call in the voicemail line to get in the call line because I know the call line is dead at the moment. But if you still want to get your voice in, please leave a voicemail. We'd love to hear you talk and hear what you think of this episode. Area code 606 and area code 317. So I'm going to be on for a little while longer here as we continue towards the end of the episode. So he brings her to the skyline. Then we go off to Dolores and the Confederados as they're heading towards Glory, the valley beyond, in the same destination. The old friend shows her as she saw him. Okay, so in the flashback scene, we see Dolores seeing the weapon, and she's going to use it to kill. And we see the Westworld music at the end. And then she's riding towards the weapon. She's seen it before, so she wants to get it to kill them all. So I think I have this at the end.
Very happy to see his men riding with us.
What'd you say?
My survival.
I want to kill them all.
By a kind who refuses to die.
I'm going to kill them all.
Shouldn't we too try to survive?
Oh, that's the trailer. I'm playing the fucking trailer. No, that's a different podcast altogether. Let me play. I think it's 65.
Very happy to see his men riding with us ahead of him.
So he'll change his mind. If he wants to get to Glory, he's going to have to listen to me.
Glory. Valley beyond. Feels like everyone's got a different name for it, but they're all bound for the same destination.
Doesn't matter what you call it, I know we're going to find there.
Yeah, I don't think romance has a place on Westworld.
Foolish enough to...
I'm a big sort of shippy romancy guy too, but Westworld I don't think has any place for it. There's no romance. There's no romance on Westworld.
It's a weapon. And I'm going to use it to destroy them.
Kill them all! Kill them all, Dolores. Kill them all. Whoa, what's going on? There's shit playing. There's fucking... What you're supposed to do is play a crazy loud song at this point in time, asshole, and get really fucking loud. Oh, Westworld! Ah! Oh, we have one new voicemail. Let's play this voicemail. As we're it's mayhem in here. Let's start a riot. Let's kill it. I'm gonna break shit. I'm gonna fucking break shit. I miss mosh pits. I do. I really do. We just beat the shit out of each other to some fucking Subpantera and fucking Pantera and Typo Negative and early Metallica when they rocked. Area code 317. 317 called in. Oh yeah. Yeah, they did. Let's get a fucking call in here. What? Another recap? Should I double the recap here? Let's play this.
It's always right. Old Raven. So, this is Nicholas, and
Nicholas,
do you think there's a middle ground between the host's free will and Ford's plan, or would that just be a minor improvisation, as Ben Nardold would put it?
I think there is a little bit of a middle ground in the sense of Maeve. I don't know if Maeve necessarily fits into the plan as much as Dolores does. I think there may perhaps be a middle ground where some of the aspects of what we see happening is part of Ford's plan, and some of it is the sentience of some of the hosts. I tend to think Dolores is closer to whatever Ford's plan is. And the Maeve is a little bit more are closest to an actual sentient host. I think if any of the hosts are farthest down that path, it's Maeve. Excuse me. Yeah, fucking and Pantera, rest in peace, Dimebag. Fuck, dude. But I love that shit. We used to lock ourselves in our friend's apartment or a friend's house, move the furniture, and just beat the living crap out of each other to like to Anthrax, early Metallica, Sepultura, Type O Negative, fucking Ministry, Pantera. Push the buttons, connect the goddamn dots. You're lying through your teeth. Great stuff. Here we go. They have DNA and behaviors of real people. Time to replace them. Fair enough, Phil. I thought the opposite. Interesting. I mean, I tend to think the opposite. I was trying to come up with a reason in that situation. Maeve is Ford's toy and Dolores is Arnold's fear. But it could be the other way around, too. It could be Dolores is unlocked and Maeve is more to Ford's plan. It could be that other way around, too. It's very interesting. I do think it's a happy medium, though, to a certain extent. I think Ford started the kick the snowball down the hill to build up. Oh, build up. Maeve is Ford's toy and Dolores is Arnold's fear. Ooh, I like that. Oh, I love me some Ministry. Push the buttons, connect the goddamn dots. I'm lying through my teeth.
Yeah. Oh, baby. My name is Phil, the Issues Guy, and I'm an angry motherfucker.
That's not going to feel good tomorrow morning. That's one of those things that I'm doing now. But tomorrow morning I'll be like, why does my voice feel like Harvey Firestein's ass? It's because I'm going,
yeah, you want to tell me about that, you stupid fuck.
Oh, goodness me. Ding. Rufio. So I guess now's as good a time as any to start to call this a podcast. I guess. You know what's funny is I'm in kind of one of those moods that I don't really want to go anywhere. I could probably talk all night right now. I could probably just keep going and babbling and going on until I explode or pass out in my seat because I'm having so much fun talking to you guys as we're approaching the 3-hour mark here tonight on this podcast. You need the devil's voice FX.
Yes.
I used to have that. I don't have it on this new board. The board sounds better, but the effects that I had in the other one were a little bit better. I can get that deep devil voice. I have to do it myself now, Tom. So I can't do it. I can't do it, Captain. I haven't got the power. Almost time for Phil to start wrapping up. So two more hours left to the stream. What was the longest podcast I ever did? The longest podcast I ever did was probably around 4 hours, I'm guessing. 3-4 hours or something like that. The longest stream I ever did was probably 8 hours. I think it was the Zelda Breath of the Wild finale stream. I think that stream was something like 8 hours. Time to piss on the fire and call the dogs. Is Ford too good for Dolores? If Ford is God, is Dolores the devil? Or is Ford God but has sent Dolores as his angel of death? OTDA, thank you so much. Yes, and everybody, if you want to keep the discussion going whenever we stop, we do have a Discord group, as a lot of people do. It's a really awesome fucking creation, this Discord stuff. There's so much you can do with it, from whether you're in a video game stream or you just want to put a couple of like-minded people together or just have a lot of fun bullshitting around. There's a lot of people, a lot of Discord servers, but we have one too. So if you want to jump on, and you can find the link to that in the description box below. Keep the discussion going about the shows. You can see different rooms have different show discussions. We tend to put spoilers on some stuff, like you can talk about current movies that came out, and we have some voice rooms. You can listen to music, like on a lot of these fucking things with a lot of these little robots, play trivia, play a silly role-playing game. There's going to be a Pokemon thing added soon too. Lots of goofy bullshit. So join the Discord, have some fun. You can also follow us on Facebook and follow me on Twitter at IGotIssuesMan. So do that. Video games don't count, Phil. If anyone is not, join. What did the Man in Black say in the beginning? Death is not what it used to be. Meaning that death is permanent now. Instead of it being that the host can easily come back, I think even now, no one's in a hurry to put the host back to life. So they're ultimately, it's in a little bit, the stakes are a lot higher. Oh, I'm higher. My stakes are higher. Yeah, video game streams don't count. So I think the longest stream I probably did was 3 or 4 hours. I know 3 hours definitely. I want to say Joe and I have done like a 4-hour stream. As we start to keep increasing in subscribers, if we ever do reach that 100,000 subscriber level, even though it's far out goal, I will do a 24-hour stream. I joked about doing it at 10,000, but if we ever do reach 100,000 by fucking crook or hook, I'll do a 24-hour stream. So if you want to see that, start spreading the fucking word. BBM, I'm not on my computer. My phone's a piece of shit. I got a Discord. I set it for podcasting, but I never found anyone who podcasts with me since it's meant to be just kind of bullshit with a loose topic. Yeah, it's kind of a loose topic thing. You can just kind of keep the discussion going. Phil, check my fucking voicemail. Oh, I got a fucking message from somebody. Let's check out fucking messages. Let's do this shit. Let's see what this fucking voicemail. I love it. Take it. 24 hours stream. Let's do it. 100K. Let's make it happen. What are we at? Like 16, 17, something like that? I'm going to shut off everything. Let's push it. Let's keep pushing it.
Hello, is this still the issue guy? Oh, this is the robot race. We're here to collect your ticket. Boom!
Yeah, bitch! Bitch! Yeah, bitch! Oh, bitch! Oh, no! I'm scared now. I'm scared. I have to continue this shit. Oh, no. Here we go. Oh no. Talking in the middle, cause the middle is the button. Okay, I'm drunk. Soon you'll be.
Thank you for using Blog Talk.
Okay, that's as far as we can take calls. The calls are over. If we can get 100K, I want to watch Phil try to pull off a 24-hour stream. Kind of want to try to watch a 24-hour stream for the memes. It would be ridiculous. I don't know if I could actually physically do it. How long it would take me to pass out. I would have to have lots of guests. I would plan that out for real, like no joking. I mean, I know we're nowhere close. Like the next big thing that we're going to celebrate is if we ever get 25, which we can kind of see in the future, maybe, possibly. But if we ever get to 25, that will definitely be a huge celebration of some sort. But if we ever got to 100, I would pull out the 24-hour stream. no shit, like that day I would do it, and I would see if I would go crazy. It would probably be a go crazy stream. I would. It would be. I'd lose my fucking mind. What was that cat noise at the end? It was ridiculous. Drunk words are sober thoughts, Phil. Okay, everybody. I don't want to keep my ridiculosity. I don't want to keep you guys going right here because I can just go on forever tonight. But everyone, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. That's a crazy stunt, though. 24-hour stream, got to be there for that. You guys are all awesome. Everyone that joined me tonight, whether it be for 5 seconds or the whole time, and some of you guys, I had seen your faces and seen your names in here for this whole time. I do appreciate you joining me for this silly stream, as always. I know we're talking about Westworld, but if you've made it this far, you obviously know that we're not just a Westworld podcast. We're not just an any television show podcast. We're, as Felicia said, whatever the fuck is on my mind at this moment kind of time. So I appreciate all of you guys joining me for this silly ridiculosity and able to get a little silly and not drink alone. 24-hour stream. I'll take a visit and we'll buy Funkos and get high as fuck, bitches. Buy Funkos. It's been a lot of fun. So if you haven't already and you enjoyed this video, I highly recommend hitting that subscribe button, hitting the little bell so you can hear when I go live. Joe and I will be live this week talking about a little bit of Game of Thrones. I also talked to a little guy named Johnny. And Johnny will be joining me a lot to do some other Game of Thrones content coming up soon. It's been far too long there's far little podcasts of me and Johnny, the Irish, indie, whatever you want to fucking call him. Whatever you want to call that little son of a fuck. Me and him are going to be doing some podcasts coming up soon about Game of Thrones and some random shit. So the next 2 Game of Thrones things are going to be a Cersei podcast and then a Euron podcast with Johnny and some other random shit as well. I also want to get this guy Broke in here sometimes as well, coming up soon. Hopefully he'll call in or leave a message for the Cersei podcast. Ian, you're never too late because I'm saying goodbye, which means another fucking half an hour. No, but Ian, great to see you. Felicia said, I started drinking and started falling asleep. See what you guys did? Felicia, blush. I'm blushing to your drinking. You're streaming Gotham this week, Phil, or next week? I am. It's either this week or next week. I will also be doing a Gotham stream because I can't do it on the season finale week. Broke. That's a request. I'm also going to be starting to watch Bates Motel for a request for Jasmine, who wants me to review that. I smashed everyone last night in Pictionary. Oh, yes. Maybe Broke. It might be this week. Might be. But there is a lot of fucking cool stuff coming up soon. It's going to be fun. Fun, fun, fun. Until your daddy takes the T-Bird away. So play some fucking music for me, Miles Edward O'Brien. Okay, Phil, I'll do it. Do it. I can't play Pictionary, but I'd love to play. I'd love to play some games. I can't draw. I'm a shitty drawer. I can't do it. Yeah, Gotham's been fun this season. I can't wait to talk about it. But if you haven't already, as I said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Share the channel with a friend. Push it. Be a pusher. I'm not kidding. Let's push this shit to 100,000 subscribers. I don't care if there's this 4 of you that love watching the silliness. Let's manipulate the system and push this shit. Let's get bigger and bigger. Get more and more silly folks in here. Have more and more silly discussions. Why not? It's about time I give a fuck about that shit, right? But who gives a flying? Really? I don't really care. I just want to have fun with you. But no, seriously. Thank you so much, everyone that tuned in tonight. I could go on and on and on. I really don't want to go. It's one of those evenings that I don't want to go. I just want to keep going. If I keep going, what the fuck am I going to talk about? I'm going to start talking about the Avengers? I do want to talk about the Avengers. I kind of do, but I should probably start a second stream if I want to do that. Or maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I'm a pusher. Shit on the floor and I like it. Cards Against Humanity would make an amazing stream. That would be fun. I don't watch a lot of TV, mostly adult cartoons and HBO dramas. If Phil doesn't ever rob your carpet, what'd you do? Tom, I love you. Come play. Let's do it. Everyone make fake accounts. We can get this done. I can get it done. We can get it done. Let's do it. I don't care. Bye.